Boom shakalaka, got it. And button up there and got it. All right, y'all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey here in Morocco in Northwestern Mexico. How are you? Guys, welcome to our 7-day tropic medical astro weather report for the 22nd to the 28th June 2023. And I am here with my magnificent and beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased. And he is
Islam, Pazzi Moor, Soy Hermano, Shining Air, and you already know all is well. And bro, you already know every 4 days I just need help, bro. Help me. Help me, brother. What was that appellation, bro? What was it?
Let's get it. Let's have some fun, man. It's always fun. All righty, guys. Without further ado, we're going to go straight to the screen share, right? Going to do flash testimonies, guys. Keep it very quick and practical for you all. Make sure you go to 7heelstar.com. Sign up for our email list so you can receive that email next day, guys. And remember, I, Brother Sean, already do Mirror AstroLiteracy session and Mental Magician report. However, remember the brothers pertaining to 7heelstar.com, Brother Corey Bay, Brother Terrell Samari Bay, I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Bay, and Brother Sean L. We all are 7 Hill Star Astrology Firm certified. All right, as far as the protocol that it is that we have for ourselves, because 7 Hill Star, just the number 7, HEALSTAR, numerologically, all right, and according to the numerology is a 1. All right, so we're pioneers. All righty. We are definitely like the Astro Sugar Hill gang. You know what I mean? And so at the end of the day, we're making sure that we're going to continue to bring what it is that we bring, because we know we're setting the tone for a lot that's going to manifest in a very, very near dimensions to manifest, turn the future, so that you guys will have exactly what it is that you need so you can enjoy yourselves and have some fun. All right. So with that being said, guys, we have right here in front of us, right, our 7 Hill Star Astro calendar from March Aries 2023 to February Pisces 2024. All righty. And quote, time never was when man was not, in quote, and we're quoting El-Hajj Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali during religious corporate activity via affidavit, being Prophet Noble Drew Ali. All right. So let's get right on to it, to the moon cycle that we're analyzing now. We're here for what is termed June, right? 2023. Guys, we're looking at the 22nd, right, to the 28th. I would say happy summer solstice, because we see that the sun ingress today at 1000 hours, 58 minutes Eastern. However, as you guys look back at last Wednesday's presentation, we told you when we were live on the 14th that we saw that there was a standstill in the time, all righty, for sunrise. And because that's how you know when the length of days are, based on sunrise and sunset lengths, all righty. And it looks like the sun stood still, especially for the length pertaining to days, all righty, for the 13th, 14th, and 15th June. So myself personally, and I'm pretty sure my bro is in agreement that summer solstice was the 13th, 14th, and 15th. And the center of that solstice was the 14th June 2023. All righty. And that's how you really check it. All righty. And that's it. That's all. What does that mean? You know, is that too technical for you? Of course not, because you guys are geniuses. Unless you want us to treat you like dumbasses, which we don't. That's not our mindset. However, we all look at everyone as a genius in their own light, just here being taught and reminded all the things that you may have forgotten from other past lives. And you're just, allowing us to make sure we share with you as best as possible what's actually occurring pertaining to how days and nights are being measured. All right. So with that being said, guys, for the 22nd to the 28th, 2023. All righty. For the 22nd, starting this off is Brother Sean Alimel with those 3 testimonies. And he has a void of course moon there. That's going to be for the duration 17 hours and 35 minutes. So guys, make all your major transactions prior to 1300 hours Eastern. Adjust your time zones accordingly. And that's the last aspect Luna makes before it ingresses Virgo, right? At 35 minutes after 6, ending that void of course moon. And then his eye with those 4 testimonies there with the lunar ingress in the Virgo and those 3 transits. All righty. Then for the 24th, brother Sean Aline L will make sure he goes on. There's an invisible transit taking place. No, I'm kidding. There's just no transits for the 24th, guys. So you're going to be riding off of that Luna trine Jupiter energy while you're waiting on the Lunar trine Uranus energy. All righty. But brother Sean will speak on at least the sunrise there for you all for the 24th. 25th, as you guys can see, there's a plethora of transits and a lunar ingress that I will go in on after Luna makes its void of course for 33 minutes. All righty. While in Virgo, prior to its lunar ingress into Libra. All righty. I have those 5 testimonies and that 1 lunar ingress, which will be 6 testimonials total. Then for the 26th, for the first quarter moon, while Luna is transiting Libra, Brother Sean will go in on those 3 testimonies for the 2 transits and the 1 ingress into Cancer. It's a mercurial ingress. All righty. So Cancer is going to be welcoming Mercury at 2000 hours and 24 minutes Eastern, or 8:24 post-meridian Eastern, right? That's what PM denotes. For the 27th, it is I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, with those 2 transits there. We're giving my diverse testimony while Luna still is transiting Libra. From my that's what it looks like, right? From my perspective here on Midgard, Earth Plane, Asha. And then closing us out with in Braveheart fashion, Brother Sean Lee Mel will go in on those, let's see, 3, 6, 7 testimonies, all righty, 6 transits, 1 ingress where Luna will ingress into Scorpio, all righty, after its 36-minute void of course. So the void of course moons total, remember Thursday, which is next day, 22nd, void of course moon is 17 hours and 35 minutes. So make all your plans to make transactions prior to 1300 hours Eastern, or that's 1 post-meridian Eastern, right? 1 p.m. And then void of course moon for 33 minutes on Sunday, the 25th, all righty. Do your best not to make any major transactions. No transactions at all, guys. Work on your discipline. It's nothing wrong with that. And then 36 minutes for next Wednesday, moon void of course. So plan your moon void of courses accordingly so you can enjoy observing how your days go. This is why it's great for every house to keep a journal. All righty. So make sure it's nothing wrong, guys. You know, you're bad and fine. Cool. Keep a journal. All righty. So you can observe the energies that are taking place, because as it is above, so it is below. And this is what governs and dictates the activities taking place here on Midgard, Earth Plane, Asha. So let me go and stop the screen share here, and let me start the screen share over here. As I now yield the floor, do my best to edit on the fly while you're going in on this, bro, to our beloved brother in whom we are well pleased. But first, let me make sure I can get a remote control, broski doski. All righty, there we go. And guys, I yield the floor. Hold on. Make sure I got that interactive chart adjusted up there, buddy. There we go. All righty. I yield the floor to our beloved brother in whom we're well pleased, Brother Sean Lee Mel. Islam.
Islam. All right. So we're here on June 22nd, 2023. All righty. We got Sun conjunct Descendant, also known as Sunrise. We've got Sun ruling over that 3rd house cusp, and would you looky, Luna is there as well. So just embracing the love, right? Because there's going to be a mutual reception between Luna and Sun while Luna is in that transit of Leo. So make sure one is just checking in with, how they care for themselves and how they care for their loved ones. And also how they actually care and feel about their local community here. So being the gift that keeps giving, right? The pouring in and pouring out of each, the pouring in and out with that, right? Demonstrating that. Just make sure one is pouring in, pouring out, loving themselves, loving their community, loving their loved ones. And with that, I'll yield the floor. To go into next, we have a lunar Martian conjunction, all right, occurring after sunrise, and this is occurring in the 1st house at 19 degrees 11 minutes Leo, and if I'm correct, 19 degrees Leo should be the back. as 19 degrees Aquarius is the back. So this is the first house. This is having your own back here. Making sure that one takes care of their needs that they see fit, right? Just taking care of yourself, bringing beauty to oneself, whether that's, transacting for something or finding something that's priceless or something that one enjoys, like a hobby, maybe movies, dancing, a favorite TV show, just having oneself back, because self is important to self at the end of the day. No one else can do for self like self can do for self. So self cannot do for anyone else if self doesn't have their own back. So just find some balance and beauty and bringing the things that are necessary to not only emotionally fulfill oneself, but also making sure that one's daily actions and drive is also aligned with the heart measures and the deeper subconscious. And with that, I yield the floor. Next, we have a lunar Mercurian sextile. So there's some growth opportunity occurring between just how we love ourselves, how one can give emotionally nurturing, maybe some self-love affirmations, and how one communicates that to within oneself and also to those around them. Mercury is still dominant while being, at one of our homes, right? And Gemini. This is in the 10th and 12th house, occurring 3 houses away from each other. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of speaking here. Really just, I think we said it before, saying what one needs to say, but also, really being open to receiving some things that one's waiting for. Maybe, taking that fascination and denial energy and really transmuting that into something harmonious and beautiful. To really reach within those gems for oneself. And really, be prepared to enter this next phase, this next journey. And maybe even visiting and getting to maybe visiting, someone's probably gonna visit their old high school or middle school, something to connect with the children, or even just going to even check on some old teachers, maybe a favorite teacher they're reaching out to, and just, like I said, being love and being charitable to oneself and to others, to a good cause. So yeah, be good to oneself, be charitable, be honest, be sincere, and be prudent. And that will bring all the things that's so-called money, right? The worthless IRS Federal Reserve notes money that can buy, are things that'll last a lifetime, And with that, I yield the floor. And we have the final aspect of the day. We have a lunar Uranian square here. So Luna's still hanging on the 11th. Luna's hanging on the 11th, pardon me. Uranus is in the 12th. Uranus is in 8th. So we have 8th and 11th occurring 4 houses away. So yeah, this is teaching. This is maybe even taking a lesson that one even learned on the internet and really just bringing that to their loved one, or even just finding or breaking through their loved one's old values. Maybe they were holding on to some things that really weren't serving them. And instead of one, trying to relay the message, they said, okay, am I going to use something off the internet that I know that they can relate to, since they won't hear it from me, right? So bringing that foreign knowledge, that foreign higher learning to their partner, or even to their sense of esteem and values. Right, Mercury's still ruling that chart. It's a 29 degrees, so a very critical degree here. So just getting to the things that are critical. That seeing everything that the light's being shined on and not ignoring it, so that one can, move forward and really have the closure and the stimulation that comes from running through any so-called challenges or unseen obstacles, instead of yielding to those unseen obstacles, right? And with that, I'll yield. And after that, Luna's going to go avoid a course for 17 hours and 35 minutes. So make sure one buys everything they need to, because this is going to be a long one, right? So do all your ordering, before, say that's Eastern. One would be 1300 Eastern, 12 Eastern, I think about 10 on the West Coast. So make sure that just one orders everything they need to until the following day, 6:35, when Luna will enter Virgo as buyer's remorse. So I think beings are really going to get a taste of buyer's remorse when they don't listen or heed to the signs and things that are being given. So let's cover everything you need to that day. I yield.
All righty, Islam. Let's see. I've got it for the next sunrise for the 23rd. All right, June 2023. All right. So we're looking at 1 degree, 42 minutes when the solar ascendant conjunction is actually taking place here. I'm still editing on the fly while I'm talking to you guys. However, we know that we're looking at the degrees pertaining to sight when you're talking about 1 to 2 degrees Cancer, right? So, and we're totally looking at the 8th lunar mansion also, right? So with that being said, guys, what we can really utilize, how we can utilize this energy here, of course, and it's interesting, even though Cancer is on the rise, because wherever the sun is, right, is where things are taking place as far as sunrise is concerned. Wherever the sun is, that's where the sunrise is taking place. Okay, found where I was at. Got it. Right. So just to let you guys in on a little something, we know that 1 to 2 degrees is like the degree of sight. However, it's also fortunate degrees. So that's what the sun is transiting for approximately to say Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And this is a happy holy Venus degree for this particular day that I'm speaking on. All righty. And we see that the sun is ruling over the 3rd house. So what would be very paramount is for us to make sure we bring nurturing communications in a beautiful fashion while being very active and forward, because the fascination and denial of the conversation could take place. However, it would be best for us to really just, have a reflective mindset pertaining to our transits. All righty. So, when you guys come to 7heelstar.com, you can also get your transit reports from us. Also, all you got to do is just, reach out to us via email, or you can ask us, DM us. Remember, you go to our About Us page. So you can really see how that communication will go for yourself when you always keep in mind your transits. All righty. So you won't have the particular fascination and denials that will pop up. What you could do is surf said fascination and denial by utilizing acceptance. All right. And being very active in fruitful conversation. So with that being said, I yield the floor. My first testimony will be Luna ingressing Virgo after that 17-hour and 35-minute void of course. All right, is this happening after sunrise, 35 minutes after 0600 hour, right? So, are you good, broski? So with that being said, Luna in Virgo, right? Luna ingressing Virgo. Let's see. I got you. Luna ingressing Virgo, right, is very how do you say
Oh, is that not the right one?
Say that again.
Oh, bro, you time skipped the spore. I think that was the right one.
Pardon me, I'm jumping Tizan. Okay, I didn't know it already switched already. Forgive me then. Let me put back what you his at. I got you, bro.
His at. You thinking
yeah, I'm moving all fast. I'm thinking like, okay.
And his at.
Bro, I'm too cool to be embarrassed. Okay, there we go. That's what you had right there, right? And forgive me. So with that being said, guys, what we can see is actually taking place here. All righty, Luna's ingressing in the 3rd house. Looky, Astro Cookie, right? Oh, pardon me, bro. You got it. So right there in the 3rd house, it's very interesting because we opened up speaking about the sunrise for this day pertaining and such. So I would be very open to making sure that we can speak about some things. And what's going to actually happen was very interesting about this, because soon, you know, even Mercury approaching, while still dominant in the communication sign that it's dominant in, with the theme of communication actually taking place here, and there being a 4 houses between the sun and the moon, I think we can be very secure in our communication. What you'll find is you'll have a conversation that most people would claim could be difficult or not so easy to have, and you're going to find that you're going to share similar perspectives, alrighty, with someone on that day. The moon is the people. Part of fortune is what made this happen to occur. So there may be a means for people on a collective scale to be able to exchange their ideas, while also at the same time being very playful in how they're doing it. So someone may be able to speak on some very serious issues, but in a comical fashion, therefore allowing it to be easy to receive. And with that, I yield the floor. Happening at about 24 minutes after 1000 hours, we will see a sextile occurring while in Virgo, right? So now we have sun sextiling moon, right? The solar lunar sextile is taking place here. Sol is in the 11th house, moon is in the 1st. So again, there's a theme sort of kind of pertaining to communication, because 1st is 3rd from the 11th. So shared communication could be taking place here. However, one would have to be so sure of themselves and just self-secure. You know, when it comes to your esteem, right? Allow your esteem to sincerely give rise to where your heart is. And you'll find that doing so, being yourself, superly authentic, will really have you kind of have your values scaled higher amongst your colleagues or others that you work with. In any group activity, you will also be able to really shine because of how sincere, straight to the point you actually are, while at the same time being unapologetic about how you feel in a tasteful fashion. With that, I yield the floor. We have Luna reflecting Saturn at about 7 minutes after 2100 hours. All right, so that's 9:07 post meridian approximately. It's actually 9:07:09 post meridian to be exact, as we see there. So with that being said, what we can actually see here, Luna's in the 8th house while Saturn's in the 2nd. So there's the reflective energies pertaining to values and inheritance. Your actual possessions, so to speak, as well as some shared possession also. When it comes to finances and accounting, you may find yourself having a little bit of fascination and denial of any type of shared account energy. What you can do, though, is allow yourself to show some discipline. Alrighty, so if you are someone who has been given some finance, whether it was a donation or a loan, just be very prudent about what it is that you're doing. Allow yourself now to actually institute some things for yourself so you can actually start your own business, right? If you've been given some type of grant of some sort, allow yourself to, institute the proper discipline so that you will not be kicking yourself probably about 15 years from now. All righty, about 14 to 15 years from now, you won't be kicking yourself for not being prudent with your finances. And with that, I yield the floor. My final testimony before Brother Sean gets into the 24th. Final testimony for Holy Day. All right, 24th June 2023. We have a lunar Jupiterian trine that's taking place here. Luna, all righty, is clearly in the 7th house. All righty, Jupiter is in the 3rd. All righty. Now, interesting, Luna's in a Venusian themed house while under the sun's dispositorship in the 5th. So it has accidental dignity to sun. Mercury being dominant, though, as far as final dispositor for itself and the sun. Venus, however, having her accidental dignity in the 7th, alrighty, is ruling over Jupiter. So what we can actually do with this energy here, to just put it in a nutshell, guys, is a perfect harmony between how you can be very expansive in how you express yourself in relationships. How are you expressing yourself with beings that you interact with and come into contact with? You can also be able to now allow the fascination and denials of contracting to be brought to the forefront and really speak plainly about portions in contracting that may, and most people try to either sweep under the rug or hope they don't have to deal with directly without using some bar rat to mitigate the agreement on paper term contract. So allow yourself to really show some balance, all right? Be beautifully balanced in how active and direct you are so that you can be able to not leave away from responsibility and kind of hide yourself, because there's a fated interaction that must take place. And you're going to have to be secure in how you relate to others and just be confident in how you're going to creatively expand by really giving some communication that may be a bit of a shock factor, however, or has some shock value. However, be not intimidated. And with that, I yield the floor to our beloved brother, whom we are well pleased, Brother Sean Alim El Islam.
It's fine, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So much to do for Saturday.
Yo, Islam,
So much. What am I gonna do?
Islam.
With no transits, what am I gonna do for Saturday? All right. Well, fine. All right. So, all right. We're at sunrise for Saturday. Sun's at 2 degrees. So I'm just feeling for this Saturday with no transits. It's very, very it's a very, very cool thing, you know, riding off of that energy of Luna trine Jupiter. So that's a lot of fortune coming in. I feel like, and you know what I'm really seeing, especially on the underlying part. So if one has been, you know, doing that really inner work, that inner self-transformation, I say that there's going to be a lot of recognition and things being given to one, you know, in their local community, and possibly even from those that are foreign to one here, right? So intuition. So pay attention on this day, on this Saturday, the Saturn day, what one's intuition is bringing to them. And also listen to the communication here. So maybe someone's going to receive some clarity about something, or maybe a new sense of guidance, you know, from the other side, right? And also their inner side. You know, it's funny, you know, both double dual nature, right? Yeah, and some finances coming through to be able to assist one and moving forward to handle all the communication needs, to handle all the short travel needs, to handle all the necessities so that one can, you know, focus on the bigger picture and bringing the knowledge and wisdom. Maybe even someone's going to have a change or a new outlook or view on their health. Or even just doing some cleaning, like if one hasn't did their pre-summer solstice cleaning, you know, maybe they're doing it here on the Saturn day, or just doing it while this Luna is transiting Virgo. But the sense here, the key here is to make sure that one communicate what one needs, and not also being afraid to communicate any boundaries and whatever else that needs to be established. You know, Mercury's at 20 to 24 degrees, 24 minutes in Gemini, right? So surrendering one's anxious energies or worry energies into energies of prosperity and calmness and peace, and becoming the ruler over one's mind and having faith in the unseen, that everything will come through as needed. Yeah, and just listening to the intuition, or actually start taking serious one's psychic abilities and working on one's intuition, you know, strengthening that tool, right? This is like, if one could remember all the TV shows and their favorite characters, they can also start to work on their intuition as well. So just making no excuses for things, and being open to some beautiful changes that are coming, and some beautiful information that is going to reveal itself on this Saturn day. And if it doesn't come through within for oneself, be open to the latter coming. Maybe someone else communicating or saying what needs to be said. And in a way that, you might want to be quick to run from, but actually, when they say, hear me out, let your soul and let your intuition hear beings out and take the things that is needed from what's being said around you. And if it doesn't fit your view, take what you can and then make it fit to the things that do apply, because not everything has to apply. So with that, I yield the floor, bro.
Islam, moving right on to the 25th, right? For Sunday, right? So taking a look at the 25th. All righty, are we here yet? Okay, I'll hit the button on it.
Bing. Are we there yet?
Let's see. There we go. For the 25th, right? All righty. Sunrise is taking place at 0500 hours, 46 minutes and 10 seconds Eastern, or 5:46:10 anti-meridian Eastern. All right, at about 3 degrees, 37 minutes is very close to a fixed star, Tejat Prior, right, which is the right foot pertaining to one of the twins in the constellation Gemini. Tejat is, what was it, bro? Was it New Gaminorum? Right? It was New Gaminorum, if I'm not mistaken. For Tejat. That fixed star there.
Yeah, is it the New or Moon? It was Moon.
Yeah, I think Mu was Tejat Posterior. Dira was Mu. Yeah, but it's all good. Oh no, Tejat is Eta. Eta. It was the other one that was new. Tejat Prior is Eta, right? So forgive me. Let me correct myself. It's Eta Gaminorum, right? That particular fixed star deals with pride, overconfidence, shamelessness. Some violence has been associated to by astrologers prior to us. However, we're not doom and gloom astrologers, so what we can actually say to prevent the violence. And if you're going to have some shamelessness, that means that you're exerting reason and being prudent and getting to a resolution. So it's nothing wrong with being proud there. Allow overconfident confidence, to not take place and yield you over consequences, right? You don't want to have to deal with the over consequence due to overconfidence. However, really allow yourself to have proper estimation, as we read Sunday, pertaining to chapter 39 in the Holy Quran, cycle 7. So the sun ruling the third house here again, guys, and it's very similar energy that we're kind of looking at too. Just make sure you can definitely beautify your activities and just be realistic with yourself. There's no need to run from your responsibilities, shirk the responsibilities, as we say, in order for you to just feel better about the fact that you would rather get along with those whose opinions you care about. Stay out of that Molech worship, right? Molech worship, again, is not worshiping an owl. It is worshiping public opinion and then allowing yourself to sacrifice children, which is, metaphysically speaking, sacrificing children is killing off the new thoughts in your mind that can allow you to grow and move forward in life. All righty. You don't want to kill it off because you want to concern yourself with public opinion. All right. And try and impress people. With that, I yield the floor for that. Sunrise is taking place at 3 degrees Cancer, 37 minutes. Yeah. So that's only just 8 minutes off of Tejat Prior, which is Eta Gaminorum, right? So, and with that being said, Eta, what magnitude again is Eta? Let me make sure I got that correct. Is that the 8th magnitude? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. Eta is the 7th magnitude star. So that's the 7th brightest star from our perspective here on Earth Plane Asha. And just to give you guys a little bit there. Okay, back to what we were discussing here. My first actual transit, alrighty, for that day. Looky, Astro Cookie, what is going on? Phone, do your thing, right? It should be Luna trine Uranus, alrighty. I kind of had that memorized, right? Taking place at about 100 hours, 52 minutes and 44 seconds, or 1:52:44 anti-meridian Eastern. Luna is clearly in the 6th house in Virgo. allowing one to be secure in the details and of their pertaining to their health. So have no fear. Allow yourself to be very confident in you being sure about what decisions you're making pertaining to your health. This is going to affect your everyday movements in work. Uranus is clearly there in the first, alrighty. Also at 21 degrees, 27 minutes, however, respectively in Taurus, alrighty. Under Mars's rulership, which is very interesting. Mars is under Sun's rulership. Sun is under Mercury's rulership, along with the moon. So what we can clearly see here, guys, is we can allow ourselves to be, be in perfect harmony. The communication that you bring will not be so shocking. It'll be revered, actually, because what you allowed yourself to do is move away from your comfort zone while allowing yourself to really expand and making the sudden changes in your life and being able to pour out some knowledge, not necessarily, as far as yourself, like you're telling your business. However, what you're allowing yourself to do is be able to share in a way that actually makes yourself feel at home while you're particularly away from home. And this may be because you may be doing something pertaining to your everyday work, your everyday quote unquote hustle, right? Your everyday job, right? Maybe it's a service that you're providing. And what finally happens and occurs, you feel that you have reached a point of actually getting some justice, having some recognition from those that have seen you work diligently for years. And with that, I yield the floor. Testimony after this is Luna quartiling Mercury, right? So Luna square Mercury. It's happening about 25 minutes after 1300. So it's happening actually at 1300 hours, 24 minutes, 59 seconds. So 1:24:59 post meridian Eastern. Luna is clearly there after its moonrise in the 12th house. Mercury is there in the 9th. All righty. So 12th house is 4th to the 9th. So guys, when it comes to your home, your security, even how you're going to nurture yourself, very interesting to see. What it'll really take is for you to allow yourself to maybe isolate yourself in your travels here. Maybe you're traveling psychologically and mentally because maybe you're studying a topic that you've always been excited about. However, you find yourself maybe having a little challenge of finding books that you can get your hands on. So you're just kind of maybe glued to a device or a screen. However, what I think will take place in your travels and looking for this particular book, you're going to come across someone, or maybe come across not particularly someone, but maybe there will be like a free library that you come across, and you might just get really lucky in finding a book. You know what I'm saying? That you've been looking for. It probably costs X amount of notes online or whatever. And you're just like, I just don't want to spend that right now or whatever. And you come across a free library in someone's neighborhood, and you're able to find, if not the book that you were looking for, a book that's very close or really on point with the topic. It's just you didn't even consider it. So I think there's going to be a bit of a surprise there in you allowing yourself to isolate yourself and traveling looking for a particular book. So you're probably on a book hunt with that Luna square Mercury. And with that, I yield the floor. Now we have Luna and Neptune reflecting each other. All righty. There's a reflection between Luna and Neptune, right? It's happened about 20 minutes after 1400 hours, or 2:20:16 post meridian. All righty. And Luna is clearly still in the 12th, and there's Neptune in the 6th. All righty. So guys, this is what you can really do here. Be very reflective on, the service that you're providing in hospitality. You're being very hospitable, or you may find yourself having to visit someone who is getting well or recovering from some type of either bodily injury, or maybe it was a ailment, right, that they were getting over. Just do your best to accommodate them. They will thoroughly appreciate it. Allow yourself to be ahead of them. And if you know there's something that they like, or you have to cheer someone up, maybe they're not, in a situation where they're recovering physically. Maybe it's something mentally, psychologically, or emotionally that they're recovering from. Just allow yourself to really bring forth a means to let the spiritual healing that you can bring, let it be based on some things that will comfort them, while at the same time not take them into negatively mind-altering situations. And with that, I yield the floor. Luna is making its last aspect before going void of course for its 33 minutes, right? It's making its last aspect, trying to Pluto. I think this is very beautiful here. And that's taking place at about 1800 hours, 24 minutes and 3 seconds Eastern, or 6:24:03 post-meridian Eastern. All righty, Luna is clearly in the 10th house, while Pluto is in the second. All righty. So the second house is 5th to the 10th. So creativity, being very childlike, maybe even, this is dealing with, sex possibly, because one of the relationship houses along with the 2nd and the 7th is the 5th. All righty. 8th is kind of tied into that also. However, with me looking at Pluto in the 2nd house, some values pertaining to sex may pop up. One's status may actually be, promoted. So you might want to take a pregnancy test. Those of you that have been actually trying or deliberately trying, however, you think you just recently had an encounter of some sort and you're like, hold on, something's happening here. Be brave. Don't just allow yourself to see what's actually taking place, because you can definitely get the details pertaining to motherhood completely with Luna being at 29 degrees, 43 minutes in Virgo. All right, 29 degrees is in astrology is like, well, that's it. However, it's a Leo degree for those that can see, when we're talking about Leo degrees, astrological degrees, right? So 29 degrees is a Leo degree. So you can have your regal moment and really seeing that, you could have on the way your own, princess or prince within your heart, that is, that could be manifesting very soon. With that being said, Luna is, of course, is under Mercury's dispositorship while still dominant in Gemini. However, in the 7th house, under its own dispositorship still. So when it comes to relationships, all righty, there's going to be a communication that needs to take place due to this divine harmony. So shout out, since the sun is in Cancer, shout out to all of the Pisces that are about to manifest, because who's ever checking, probably between now, especially by June 25th, you go and check that pregnancy test, you will have a manifestation by the time the sun hits Pisces, all righty, or during its Pisces transit. And with that, I yield the floor. Luna's void, of course, here for 33 minutes. However, before it makes its ingress into Libra, Mercury is squaring Neptune. Looky, Astro, because we have a Mercurial Neptunian quartile here. Mercury, all righty, is giving rise, right? Mercury's giving rise. This is taking place at 1800 hours, 35 minutes, 39 seconds, or 6:35:39 post-meridian Eastern, all righty. And Mercury is actually, let me just make sure what we got. Yeah, bro, I'll be patient. No worries. Neptune, right? Let me see. All right, 27. Wow, that's really that close to that transit? Oh, yes, it is. That is just what? 12 minutes later after that void of course moon. So Mercury's still in the 7th and Neptune is in the 4th. It's interesting because Neptune is just 41 minutes off of Venus's exaltation degree. Jupiter, right, which is ruling over the 4th house, is under Mars's dispositorship, and Mars is under Sun's dispositorship, which is under Mercury's dispositorship. So Mercury's final dispositor here, which basically says overall, with this square here, there is a communication that's very necessary. Someone may be dealing with a grandparent of some sort. Maybe the father's mother will have to actually communicate some things that will probably be dealing with someone's health or whatever, or really coming to something actually spiritual also. Maybe someone, say you have a loved one that's an elder woman that may, you're very close to. However, at the end of the day, she may have some news for you that she has now had a spiritual unvelation. You may know her to be someone who was, quote unquote, a believer. in a building that they call church, even though church is the symbol, which is the, a circle with a 90-degree, 490-degree quadrant cross in it, right? However, what they're actually realizing is some things that they was just believing in actually has some metaphysical foundations that are necessary for their growth. So if you're speaking to your father's mother, or you're a quote unquote father yourself and speaking to your mother, just allow the communication to really stimulate or find means to institute a new growth in how you both are relating to one another. And with that, I yield the floor. Now we're getting into, after this 33-minute void course moon, Luna's ingressing Libra here at 1800 hours, 57 minutes, or to be exact, it is taking place, we're at the 23rd, right? Okay. Boom, shakalaka. Guys, remember, allow yourself to go to 7hillstar.com, sign up for our email list. Tell a friend about it also, guys, so you can have some type of conversation to have, when it comes to how much life has gotten better for you since you have a better grip on the direction in your life due to you actually paying attention, you paying attention to your transits also. So can have that for you. Quite a few reports, like I told you guys, when you come for your mirror AstroLiteracy sessions, I hook you up. So be brave and get your mirror AstroLiteracy session and your mental magician report. All right. So with that being said, Libra is where Luna's ingressing. Luna's ingressing Libra, right? In the 9th house, looky, Astro Cookie, right? It's the sun's joy where Luna is doing this, and I think that's rather interesting. However, under the dispositorship of the sun, which is pretty interesting, right? I would definitely say there's some studying you have to do probably for a promotion that you've gotten. Maybe you're allowing yourself to want to step up, and maybe in your current affairs that you do to be able to have resources and sustenance for yourself. So now you've made the decision to make sure that you are thoroughly securing balance by making yourself intake the knowledge necessary that makes you better at the position that you're in. And with that actually taking place in your life, people will begin to take notice as time progresses. And you will find yourself actually being in higher positions pertaining to your career, quote unquote, your decided craft. You will find yourself being placed in higher positions because of your flexibility in how to solve problems due to you knowing it being based on your technical know-how. And with that, I yield the floor to our beloved brother in whom we are well pleased, Brother Sean Aline L. Islam,
bro.
Islam.
All right, so now we're at Monday, Intuition Monday. I'm not really sure. Let me look. What we'll be going over for July 26th. June 26th. I keep talking about July. See, look what I'm doing. I'm getting ahead of myself.
We be time traveling.
Yeah. We be time traveling and cycling. All right, we got Capricorn full moon. That's what it is, the 26th.
Capricorn full moon for Intuition Monday. All right, I yield.
Cool beans. All right, so get back to the calendar so I can see where I'm at. All right, so we got sunrise for moon day. All right, we know that sun is rolling the 3rd house cusp, and joined with, like Luna being a thing as well. So in the 4th and the 3rd, Luna's got some exogenal dignity. So I'm just seeing a lot of beauty here for this day, for this Monday, for this moon day. Especially to the mind, if one doesn't, see that on the outer world, They'll be seeing some beauty on the east side of things, on the within. All right. A lot of beauty and harmony. And balance too, or even just wanting to create something, doing something different out of their normal daily routine. So maybe even painting with their little ones, right? Maybe, before they get ready to send them off to school or to their daily activities, just doing something beautiful and out the way that's unusual, that brings a sense of peace and balance. And just also emotional nurturing, really being able to express oneself in creative ways without worry. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, so we have a luminary square occurring. Luna in Cancer. Sun's in Cancer, Luna's in Libra, and the 5th, Sol's in the 2nd. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's occurring 4 houses away, and they're both at 4 degrees. What you looky. So yeah, this is about home and family. Maybe bringing some stimulation here. It's between the nurturing side of things and like the more action father side of things. Going down with this transit. Even maybe some foundations or something with children. Let's say one falls off a bike, or comes up with something creative, like maybe they drew something or they built something or they made something. Instead of questioning why is one doing that, congratulate them and give them that cheer, that nurturing, instead of turning the lights off on their creativity for one's own measures. And Mercury is ruling the chart and also ruling over Luna. So yeah, and that's in, wow, Mercury's still in the 1st. Yeah, it's communicating the things that need to be said, and also encourage one's little ones and give them their prep talk and their hyping up, as they would say, and really just give them what one might not have received while they were younger, from either their mother or father, to heal their mother or father and creativity wounds, so that they're not living out of the projections of other and actually being themselves. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, so next we have a Martian Uranian square going on. We got Mars in the 3rd, 21 degrees, and Uranus is in the 12th. 21 degrees, 30 minutes, Taurus. So a lot of changing for the home, maybe making some temporary changes, so maybe trying something new out when it comes to this. Possibly someone's even taking a different route to their school, to their job, or even to their treatment. And Mercury is right there conjuncting that ascendant. Man, so there's a lot of communications and short travels being had. So even just maybe singing or stimulating the mindset on one short travels while riding, whether it's music or having the prep talks, serious talks, fun talks, doing all these different things, just shaking up the routine and the unseen nature of things. Addressing the elephant in the room, or addressing like the limiting beliefs of just one's mental institution. 3rd and 12th house, when we think about that as well. Removing some foundations that aren't bringing value or bringing the love that is needed. All right, one could tell themselves different, but the truth of the matter is that really it? All right. And yeah. And just doing some shadow work too, right? Yeah. Doing some shadow work and learning how to conquer one's lower self. and looking forward to letting spirit and higher self rule. With that, I yield the floor. And then now we have Mercury moving into Cancer. I mean, to look at some accidental dignity with that as well in the 6th house. Wow. So this definitely is some healthy communication that will occur and needs to occur, and also some self-care service as well. So healthy communication and healthcare, self-care service, maybe some emotional care. So yeah, getting your astrology for one's mental health and mental awareness, knowing oneself, because that's the first and the most important thing is knowing oneself, and not an image that one puts up out to others, like truly knowing oneself on a deeper level. And Saturn is ruling over this this Mercurian ingress. All right, Saturn's in the 2nd. So there could be some restrictions or delays when it comes to one's money or income or the things they work with, or even maybe their work ethic. Maybe they're looking to do some things, maybe even look to start taking care of maybe one's loved ones at home. I'm getting that as well. Let's see, is that the last one? And yeah, communicating to one's elder family as well. Maybe taking an interest in that family or ancestral tree. And with that, I yield the floor.
Islam. All righty, let's get it. We are looking at the sunrise for this is the 27th June 2023, happening at 0500 hours 46 minutes and 52 seconds Eastern, or 5:46:52 anti-meridian Eastern. All right, so guys, just about 6 minutes after where the sun is, it is a fixed star known as Tejat Posterior, which is like the left foot of the twin. I think it's Castor, actually, in the constellation Gemini. However, with that being said, guys, it's also known as Dira, right? Al-Dira, right? Very interestingly, though, it's kind of, what is the energy of it? It's energy, power, protection, has the nature of Mercury and Venus, right? So that's where the sun is. So when it comes to energy, power, and protection, for those of you that even, have certain key terms pop up in your mind by just hearing those 3 words, you can really allow yourself to let the energy flow where you can really beautify, all righty, really beautify the responsibility to you being very active in your community, all righty. The area in your life that this is affecting collectively is your immediate neighborhood, all righty. So maybe it's even dealing with a neighborhood pertaining to early childhood home, right? So what you can do is really allow yourself to analyze this energy in a sense where you can really assist other children in their early childhood development who may be called upon to actually share some things with children so that they will have confidence in themselves in making decisions pertaining to the things that they would be thriving in, that will be useful in society, so to speak, and helping others around them. The best thing you can teach, especially with this energy, how it is, not just only this time, but especially at this time, is how to express how their lives are a gift for others, a means for them to actually provide altruistically for their community, wherever it may be, whether it's there locally with them, or if they have a community of their own via the internet. They're just expressing motivation and self-confidence, all righty, in those that they are inspiring, all right? So with that, I yield the floor. We are looking at 2 transits that I have. This one is right after sunrise. I have 2 sextiles, actually, and it's interesting. Luna sextiling Venus, and then it's going to sextile Mars. But it's sextiling Venus at 0600 hours, 56 minutes and 13 seconds Eastern, or 6:56:13 anti-meridian Eastern. And Luna is clearly there in Libra in the fourth house, having accidental dignity in the fourth house. It's funny because it's in the fourth sign from the fourth, right? That's Libra, right? That's pretty interesting. Venus is having accidental dignity in the second. Looky, Astro Cookie. That is interesting. Venus is under the sun's dispositorship, and we all know that the sun is under Mercury's dispositorship, while just after sunrise being there with Mercury in the 12th, even though Mercury's combust, all right, it's definitely between 0 degrees 17 minutes and about 8 degrees within, orb pertaining to the sun. So you can't really see Mercury when it's combust. However, what we could actually really see that could take place here, being that the fourth house is third to the second, we can really make sure the conversations that we're having is kind of reminiscent. And what you'll find out is that you have something in common with someone else. Alrighty, someone that maybe, it's funny that this picture just came across my mind. Maybe it's someone you didn't get along with in childhood, and what you guys actually share is the difficulties of things that neither one of you could see each other going through at home. And so now you guys can express why you have the certain value sets that you have and the values that you have set for yourself, because of you now taking on the responsibility that's necessary for you to be actively beautiful in how you are possessing control, so to speak, without having to deal with possible abuse in growing up. So you won't allow yourself to be unhinged by the fascination and denial set between what it is that you need to have a hold of, have a grip of, and your own self-esteem. So really find some fortunate things in kind of, looking into the past where you and maybe someone you didn't get along with when you were younger can now better build a relationship and relating to one another, because now you have communicated some things that have been hidden and are bringing it to light, which now gives both of you a means to neutralize what has been perceived as a rivalry. And with that, I yield the floor. My final testimony for the day is Luna sextiling Mars. All righty. Just a few hours after this, it's happening at 1400 hours, 25 minutes and 24 seconds. So 2:25:24 post-meridian Eastern. Luna's in the first house, about to give rise, right? Luna's about to rise. Mars is there in the 10th, all righty? Under Luna's dispositorship, guys. Looky, Astro Cookie. And Luna is final dispositor. So you must, guys, here is where, self-awareness and that drive, all righty, to really be unapologetic in what you're presenting. It's all good. So this may be someone who, is dressing their best with what it is that they have. And what actually happens, though, is someone may gift you with something. I don't know, it may be like a gift card or whatever, because they're seeing that, even though it's not like you're giving off an odor because you're wearing these like swampy smelling tennis shoes, right? Or sneakers, you feel me? Or like they say out the Midwest, they say gym shoes, right? Make sure you're not, it's not that's what's happening. I think what people are actually recognizing is that you work really hard and you've been yourself unapologetically for so long that what they will much rather do is, they feel like they can come to you in confidence and just offer you a gift card for some things without making it seem like they're telling you to, change for them or things of that nature. Because I think you'll be able to take it like, oh my goodness, like I really did need this. Thank you for paying attention and thank you for not being an asshole about it, So I think that's what I actually see here. So allow yourself to be very confident and secure in yourself, no matter what it is that you have as far as old clothing, so to speak. You'll be able to really allow your wardrobe to be embellished due to someone probably that works with you. They will probably gift you like anywhere from like a 50 to maybe a 200 unit gift card for you to be able to get some more clothes, or someone may actually gift you an opportunity to actually shop somewhere with them. I think that's taking place also. Somebody may come and remind you of something that you've done for them, and what they want to do is really treat you to kind of like what they call retail therapy. However, you should be able to access these things without having to, exchange Federal Reserve notes. However, you're being gifted this clothing. So allow yourself to receive and, be unapologetic in your reception. There's no need to be proud that someone is recognizing you for your achievements, while at the same time seeing that you needed to be treated to an improved wardrobe. All right. And with that, I yield the floor to my beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased, closing us out, all right, for our 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Report, brother Sean Ali Mel, Islam.
Islam. Ooh, we got a couple of things going on right here, don't we? All right.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. So for Wednesday, you'll be seeing us next Wednesday as we go in for the next and the final, actually, weather report for June as we head into July. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Where did so-called time go? Or where did so-called man-measured time go?
Where have all the flowers gone? Let me stop. Go ahead.
Right. Let's see. Now we got the sun at 6° Cancer. I think I know that is definitely coming off that fixed star. I know we was going in on that, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely the degree of sleep and trance. So
correctamundo. That is correct.
Yeah, so maybe working on some hypnosis, maybe trying out some maybe see therapists wanting to try or find a new form of hypnosis. Or beings could look into self-hypnotize themselves, put themselves in trances to help with further deepening their meditation. Right? Of some sorts. Yeah. So that one can really become in tune or able to be open to see things that are unseen. You also bring a source of healing. So maybe doing some organizing and cleaning to bring in the healing, to usher in healing. And that is on the mental, soul, and body side. So Son, Father, Holy Ghost, healing and cleaning, right? We're not talking dogma here. We're talking the body, the soul, and the spirit. Things that are within you and not some things outside of you that are not within you, right? Luna's ruling that. Luna's in Scorpio. Well, at sunrise is in Scorpio. We know that that lunar ingress in Scorpio will be occurring before sunrise here. So just for this Wednesday, just be open. That's all I can really say for this. A lot of signs in Cancer, and just organize and be ready to let go of things, right? We also know the fourth house that Cancer rules over. I think in encyclopedia astrology is like the sledge or slosh that things fall off. So, embracing endings so that one can be open to new beginnings. With that, I yield the floor. Definitely occurring before sunrise. We have the lunar Plutonian square, right? Luna's in the 5th, Pluto is in the 9th. All right, it's occurring 5 houses away, right? So you think of 5 houses away, you think 29 degrees of Leo degree, Moon and Pluto. There's a transition of feelings here. It's like the one things that used to trigger you, or that you used to do, that you found beautiful, and at a point you thought that was one structure is now being moved and transitioned into something new, which can be painful. right? It can be painful for some to let go of things that they have structured their lives around, that they found and thought were beautiful, and has led them up to this point. And now's the time to move past it. Like I said, Mercury is in Cancer, so maybe talking to some loved ones, or a friend of a loved one, a respected loved one, or maybe that friend in the group that it's kind of like they would say be the quote unquote therapist of the group, talking to them and just asking for any questions or guidance that one might not understand that they can learn from a story of someone else. And with that, I yield the floor. Luna will be void of course after this for 36 minutes. So buyers and remorse, but most beings will probably be resting and recharging. Well, on the East Coast, let's see, about 3 and 1 on the West Coast. There's no major purchase for 36 minutes, and Luna now ingresses Scorpio. Luna Scorpio now, and the 5th. So there's some value coming here. Maybe to one's joy. I said, and Luna, Scorpio's private, so maybe finding some joy in keeping some things private and sharing some things. So yeah, finding a balance between that, as what's about to occur soon is that lunar conjunct to the South Node. So there are going to be some things brought to the surface that needs to be let go of, or just vices and habits and emotional things that needs to be dealt with. So this is like also the skeleton coming out of the rug. So these next 2 to 3 days, just embrace communication, because Mercury has been ruling a lot over a lot of these transits, this weather report. Make sure one is just embracing the communication and not putting things to the side. And with that, I yield the floor. For next, we have a lunar Mercury trine. Pretty cool, right? Luna's in the 2nd, Mercury's in the 10th. It's another 5, another 5 thing going on right here. So lunar Mercury is on, wow, 10th. Mercury's in 10th house. So yeah, this is like the home away from home. So yeah, this is like a harmonious energy and embracing one's authority and communications in the home away from home. So while they're out, asking those intelligent questions in an intelligent tone, or yeah, while speaking to those in authority or those that know law, or even maybe doing some things at the job, right? Kind of getting that recognition that things that they do in the shadows, now they're actually getting spotlight for it, getting that recognition. And Mercury's ruling the chart again, right? 16 degrees. So yeah, maybe even someone brings a home cooked meal, or brings a gift to everyone, something that they made. Maybe like coffee mugs, or I'm getting like plastic cups, or like even like knitting handkerchiefs, just giving those things out to everyone, something they find dear that they made. And with that, I yield the floor. For next, we have a solar lunar trine. So harmony with the communication. And now we're finding harmony in just our sense of purpose, our identity, and our emotions. It's 8 and 11. It's pretty cool, right? Man, that's like, and yeah, make sure everyone's speaking, thinking before they speak, right? Because Mercury is combust. So yeah, just thinking before one speaks, and still, letting those things being said, Luna's in the 11th, so this is you know, things with the group. Yeah, this is like harmonious energy with the group, with the you know, who oneself is, or being able to see the value that they bring within the group or the relationships or within the projects that anyone's working on. Let's see, Guru is really nice from the 5th. So yeah, just embracing more play and art into one's daily routine, and also what they put out via the internet. With that, I yield. Next, we've got Luna, Trine, Saturn. Man, this is like just trying along. Just trying along.
I think I hit it. I think I hit it one too many times. Okay, I think we're good now.
Man, that's a lot going on this Wednesday. All right, okay, here we go. Yeah, Luna's still chilling in the 11th. Saturn's in the 3rd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 5 here. So yeah, Luna Trine Saturn is just you know, seeing the emotional boundaries, and if one did that when Luna was conjunct that South Node, you know, they'll be able to see the things that they need to set space for themselves, protect themselves, not only from their mind, from the internet, from the beings that they grew up with, you know, even in the home life, just finding a healthy and sustainable boundary so that one can give oneself the proper emotional care and nurturing that they need to set for themselves. And also when it comes to their privacy, you know, the greatest right is the right to be left alone. So setting those, enforcing those, and even expanding upon those that now that one has set that, and now moving forward, one able to find that secret unseen value that might not have been there at first, but now now they're seeing it. It's like, now I can see. So giving themselves the vision. All right, and with that, I'll yield the floor. Oh, next we've got a lunar Jupiterian reflection. All right, occurring at 8 degrees. What the 8 degrees Taurus is. 8 degrees is a critical degree. All right, for Jupiter. So it's highly critical that one expands upon their communication. And while reflecting here, this is a reflection. So this is thinking, daydreaming, you know, having a discussion with oneself, or maybe with one's pastor, you know, maybe getting some keys or wisdom from that. And, you know, if they're truly a pastor and they truly love you, they'll give you those actual keys to really set one free from one's emotional bondage that they could be experiencing by means of not knowing, by lack of understanding. All right, Saturn's ruling the chart. Saturn's in the 2nd house again. So yeah, this is restricting some things or surrendering to the greater and higher good, which is, you know, the unseen, and however one would like to put it, for whatever term they want to call their creator, right? And yeah, because Jupiter is being one's own priest, and Luna is able to, you know, intuitively feel and see those things that one wouldn't normally see. And see where Uranus is right there in the 4th. So some things being able to shake up in the home that will want to have to make those changes or adjustments, and not just, you know, shove it to the side. And with that, I yield, and we've got the final aspects.
Yeah, it's interesting. Both the luminaries trying Saturn in this this weather report. I thought that was just really interesting.
But yeah.
Pardon me. Yeah, I see. I did it again.
Oh no, I didn't see that now. I'm just saying that.
All right, here we go.
We skipping ahead. We always time traveling. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All Right. So yo, shout out to Jag. You know, I got a 6th house. All right. I didn't even have any 7th houses today. Yeah, that's cool.
I did. I had them.
Appreciate that. Thanks for taking that load for me, brother. Man, you know, you doing good. You a bueno, bueno. You're a good brother. Bro. Right. We got Sun and the 6th. We got Saturn and 1st house. So yeah, we have that lunar trine. I think I had it. So same day, right? Luna's on a trine. But now Sun is about to trine at Saturn. So
yep, about 3 hours and 34 minutes apart.
Right. So yeah, this is some harmonious energy to the creative energies and the structure. And Sun's in the 6th house of Cancer of service. So this is laying the groundwork foundation on how one would like to be able to assist not only their home, but the homes of many, the homes of all who's needed.
Pardon me, I wanted to say 3 hours and 36 minutes. I stand corrected. Go ahead,
Gratitude. And Saturn's in the 1st. So this is taking the need to, I'm going to say this is taking the need of wanting to make a bag and actually assist and help people with that, because we know we're going through a change with the monetary system, right? That no one should be having to go to work, which nothing's wrong with going to work, but take their energy, their labor that they did to go transact for things. And we know that a serviceman is worthy of his hire. So maybe some borrowing and trading or some giving and taking of equal value, but restricting the sense of having to partake in slavery to get things that one needs to get, right? And then ascended to 25 degrees Saturn, what that is, I'm about to look. It's cusp of the 24th lunar mansion there. So yeah, Sun trine Saturn is restricting the material needs of oneself and able to give something that, quote unquote, money can't buy, that is more tangible, more value, that will stick with them for a lifetime, right? I think that's the greatest thing we all can give each other. It's something that, whether it's a thought, a service, kind words, something that they will never forget, that they will tell everyone about and that they will remember for a lifetime, rather than something that they can exchange energy for and not even be using it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, a year later. They've already forgot about it, but you were able to give them this service or this kind act of love or charity that they're going to remember for a lifetime and that they're going to hold and cherish dear to, and then they're going to pay that forward by being charitable to someone else. And that's how we all are, is, embracing that government is the first home, which deals with mother, and then which deals with the home that we're bringing, so that now we're able to assist and do these things that are needed with that, and able to expand that to new levels, and not staying sturdy, staying stable, and being comfortable with what everyone has done for multiple generations over and over and over. And that hasn't got anywhere. That's denying, that's fascination and denial there. And there's going to be a sense of equality that's coming here. And with that, I yield the floor.
Yes, broski. Excelente. So shout out to all of you that are interacting in the chat. Just go back to look at the chat. JLV says namaste, peaceful greetings, brother Sean and Hassan and everyone. Brother Derek Blash Bay says Islam, everyone. Mother Janelle Blash L says greetings. Mary Badnashi says greetings, peace and love. Alexander, John Alexander Dixon, hey, right? Our beloved son of whom are well pleased, he says greetings, bro. I gotta make those meetings. I missed 2 of John Alexander's meetings, man, on Tuesdays. Hey, man, that's what we're sitting here working out our scheduling and things, man, because it's like, all right, I know I'm very active, you know what I mean? Just in my mind, what we do to make sure Seven Hills starts from it. First and foremost, where I'm active is assisting my beloved mother, mistress, consort, and well, please shout out to you, baby. You're the greatest. You're awesome. All righty.
nerd.
So indeed. So with that being said, also, John Alexander Dix Bay, he's giving a recipe, guys. Look at that, right? That's a awesomeness right there, right? It says 1 cup of that One Heart supplement sea moss, guys, where you can go on 7healstar.com, right? And get yourself that sea moss. What is he talking about though? Look, he says 1 cup of Brother Corey sea moss plus a half a cup of, he's using cacao powder, right? Plus 2 to 3 tablespoons of agave nectar. This is what he's saying for himself. I'm not sure if he's suggesting it to you guys. However, this is what he's saying is good for him, right? He says he chills it in the fridge overnight. Amazing choco pudding, right? Optional to serve solo or with fruit or hemp seeds, right? Looky, Astro Cookie. I'm pretty sure some people are going to appreciate that, bro. And I appreciate you for even sharing that, right? I'm going to share, by the way, my screen. And come on over here to this portion of my iPad and just click here, right? I'll go to 7healstar.com just to show you guys what we have here. Remember, sign up for our email list. Just hit the subscribe button and enter your email. You go and click more right there and then click about us, right? There with the about us, you'll get to learn about Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey. Also, Brother Corey is there, as well as Brother Terrell Tamari Bay, Brother Sean Aleem L, and also Brother Aura's profile is there too, right? And of course, you guys, I'm pretty sure like what it is that I have for my one sheet, you guys can download it and check it out. However, you want to get yourself that CMOS by Brother Corey, our AstroCore wellness astrologer. Alrighty, where you guys can also schedule, your fitness and nutrition plan. You have your fitness and nutrition plan according to your astrology chart. Brother Corey is absolutely great at this, as well as he has his wellness coaching podcast, chopping it up with him and his brother Malik, right? And our brother Malik, right? Core Movement is where you can reach him. However, you want that CMOS, right? You guys click on that Get Yours Now button for One Heart Supplements, all righty? To get your One Heart Supplements raw Moorish CMOS gel. That's what I like to call it. That's why I put it there like that. However, he's processing it himself. It's going from the boat to Brother Corey, right? And he's processing the raw CMOS himself to make it into a gel. I've told you guys years ago, a couple years back, pardon me, actually a couple years back, that I would take the CMOS with my alkaline flours and make a pancake that's infused with the CMOS. So it's great for smoothies also. And as you can see here, what Brother Alexander is saying right there, right, with his portion pertaining to his recipe and how he's utilizing that also, right? So you guys can get that CMOS from our beloved brother Corey. Alrighty. Also, JLV says that looks delicious, right? Saying that to Brother Alexander. Open 642 says greetings, Jadon. Al says Islam, kinfolk, universal greetings and salutations indeed. Alexander says JLV delicious indeed and gratitude. Brother Corey Hall says I can't wait to learn from you, brother. Indeed. And Mother Sahar is right there also, and she says peaceful greetings, everyone. All righty, you guys already know once I go and change, I'm clicking there for our 7-day astro weather report. As you guys can see, you can catch the last of what it is. If you guys don't see it here on the website, it's totally connected to YouTube, right? So it's like as soon as you press, that you guys can see last Wednesday's presentation. That's what it's automatically playing. However, you hit pause, you see there at the bottom is thumbnail. So all previous videos dealing with our intuition, our AstroCivics Sunday, Intuition Monday, 7-day chart medical astro weather reports, and impromptu improvs on Friday. We are doing our adjustments to make sure we can get to you guys a lot earlier, make a lot more phone calls to different so-called companies and organizations, even though we're clear that these people have no actual power or anything like that. However, I think what's happening, guys, is that we have to actually realize, even though people take positions as if they know what they're doing, however, they may not partake in the literature that is needed for them to be technologically, and when I'm saying technologically, because we're talking about dealing with the machinery that is morality and thoughts and analyzing what their job actually entails and what it's about. So that's why we want to also make sure we're getting there to you guys earlier. Make sure we have, as many of the brothers as we can have on the presentations also, right? So guys, remember to schedule your Mirror AstroLiteracy session, all righty, with and then you can get your mental magician reports from Brother Sean Lee Mel, where he has examples of his mental magician reports for LeBron James. And these are downloadable PDFs, so you can download them and check them out. If you want to just read them here, right? Because you can actually just boop, hit next and look at the 19-page documentation that he has here. Boop, I'm hitting next, and you can see what we can learn about LeBron James as far as his mental magician report is concerned, right? All righty, and there's also one, I think the next one is pertaining to Dr. Dre, or is it Kendrick Lamar? Let me see. It's Dr. Dre, right? So there's a mental magician report for Dr. Dre. Also, the Brother Sean gives an example for. He also does an Oracle Tarot pull for all 12 signs. You can check that report, as well as the mental magician report for Kendrick Lamar, just to show some examples, guys. Will not be disappointed, all righty? And again, when you go to the About Us, right, to schedule your Mirror AstroLiteracy session with Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, you can just go right there from the top of the About Us page and click Time Travel Now, right? When you click that, it'll lead you to a means to set up your Mirror AstroLiteracy session. You can either do it through the website here at 7heelstar.com, or you can DM me on Instagram. And if I'm not mistaken, that 9 times out of 10, let's see what happens when I click travel now, right? Oh, hey, look, it takes me to a schedule when I can schedule a Mirror AstroLiteracy session with Brother Hassan. Look at that. What? 3 hours for only 153 units. Yes, that is what it is. And Brother Sean's taking about the same amount of time to make sure he thoroughly prepares your reports. So, guys, it wouldn't hurt yourself to just set 306 notes to the side for yourself. Get your Mirror AstroLiteracy session from and your mental magician report from Brother Sean Aline L. All right. So, with that being said, make sure you guys just go and explore 7 Heel Star. Go back to the homepage. You guys do know, of course, because we have put one of our colleagues' widgets up there, which I soon will probably be doing some affiliating things with or whatever. So if you guys did go further with them, 7 Heel Star will be compensated also. You guys know at first we were just doing this as a courtesy to you, just in case you wanted to cash your chart, and to have an actual Moorish American website out there that does astrology and actually has a chart calculator out there that you can actually use and be practical with, right? It's just that if you guys go any further than casting your chart, you're no longer really, contributing to 7 Heel Star. You will be contributing to Astro Charts if you exchange any finance via this particular widget. However, once the affiliation is complete, it'll be all good. You guys will be actually contributing to 7 Heel Star, and we will make the announcement when that happens. So just go and check out everything that we have, guys. You won't be disappointed. See the different appointments, or click classes and events and see the things that we've already had there set for you to enjoy and allow yourself to grow prudently and astrocivically without delay. All right. So with that being said, come on back to the Zoom. Stop that screen share, guys. Any questions, comments, and/or suggestions? Going once. Comments, questions, and/or suggestions going twice. Comments, questions, and/or suggestions going thrice. I'd like to thank you all for joining and our beloved brother, who well pleased, Brother Sean Aline L. And this is where we remind you guys to always be yourselves and donate, guys. And what I'll make sure is, because I've been trying to get in the repetition of putting 7 Heel Stars Cash App, which is really our Astrology Street, the caduceus symbol, our Astrology Street. And you'll see also listed with that is Brother Sean's Cash App also. It'll say 720 Astro Healing. All righty. So you guys can, decide where you want your donations to go. With that being said, however, you guys can see when it comes to providing a lot of the content creation that we do, I would say that I, first and foremost, and then Brother Sean, we're spearheading this thing, right? And shout out to Brother Sean again for starting that TikTok account for 720 Astral Healing, and then 7 Heal Star, I think, was next in making an account. However, we have a hashtag on TikTok. The hashtag on TikTok is 720 Astro. 7 Heal Star. The hashtag is 7 Heal Star. And if I'm not mistaken, right? Let me see. It's well past 500,000 views. 7 Heal Star is well past 500,000 views, right?
Yeah, I haven't checked it in a bit.
It's at 505.1, if I'm not mistaken. So, guys, if you wanted to really check and see how the hashtag goes on TikTok for the videos and different content that we've been posting, you guys would just simply, of course, go to TikTok like you see here, type in 7 Heal Star, and then see at the top where it says top videos, user, sounds, shop, live, places, hashtags. Click on hashtags after you type in 7 Heal Star, and you see right there at the top 505.1 thousand. So that's 500,000 views. All righty. So we thank you guys for supporting 7 Heal Star, supporting the hashtag 7 Heal Star, viewing our content there on TikTok, even though like we have so many different types of social medias, from TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I haven't even kept up with the Twitter account for 7 Heal Star. I would have to really either do another one or keep up with it or whatever. But I'm going to begin making sure I can manage all social media from 7healstar.com. That's maybe what I have to actually do. Corey says, how long do you think it will take me to get this down? It's really based on your it's based on ye being pure heart, being sincere intent, being love, being honor. Because it wasn't, if I could package how I did things, I'm going to tell you the way I did it, with all of the events surrounded around my studies for me to get where I am now. November it'll be 9 years that I've been taking nationality and birthright seriously. However, I've binged tremendously on everything that's pertaining to Moorish culture, which is my culture, which is our culture. So what it is being made manifest. I've been a Moorish American since I've been manifested from my mother's womb. However, I didn't allow myself to take nationality and birthrights seriously, pertaining to what Prophet Noble Ali has reminded us of over 100 years ago. I didn't take that seriously until about my Saturn return, until I was about 29 years outside of the womb completed. All right. So I'll be very honest and say it's going to, who's to say somebody may come along and get it in 6 years. For me, it took, where I'm at now, like I said, it's about 9.5 years. You know what I mean? Come November, 8.5 years. Come November, it'll be 9 years. And so 9 years will be complete. In November, I'll be, embarking upon the 10th year. All right. In terms of taking nationality and birthrights seriously, I didn't come into this looking to be a secured party creditor. I didn't come into this looking to discharge debt. I didn't come into this looking to see how I can get a mansion and beat the bankers and stuff like that. No. For me, first and foremost, as always, it was C. Freeman L was my first 3 months pertaining to study. Those are the videos I was consuming, even though I was having conversations with the Moor that was mentioned in Brother Taj Tariq Bey. However, I didn't really watch my first video or absorb any content from him outside of the books, maybe that was prepared via RV Bay Publications. And once I started watching the videos of Brother Taj and reading the books that's provided via RV Bay Publications that Brother Taj is behind preparing with his editorials on certain things, even though, shout out to Mother Rashida Bey, it's a lot of books that's provided via RV Bay Publications on the strength of Mother Rashida Bey, allowing certain books to be released from Great Sale National Association of Moorish Affairs. So with that being said, once I started kind of putting, what was going on in the videos, what was written in the books, I could start to kind of hear Brother Taj's voice on the documentation. It was something that Mother Roz had constructed and put together. I can hear her voice from different things I'm seeing on videos and presentations and all, as well as at that time, after about 2 years and 3 months, I usually say 2.5 years, but it was actually about 2 years and 3 months of study, I started going to visit House of Real Awakening Minds, and for about 15 months straight, I was making sure I was front and center in any class that was Brother Taj or Mother Roz or Dooley, you guys know as Brother Abdullah Bey, who wrote Moors and Masonry, or prepared Moors and Masonry. So I made sure I put myself around those that at that moment seemed like they were who they were. Didn't get a chance to put myself around Brother C. Freeman now by, in special appearance, because I think he transitioned before I could even, enjoy that moment in time. However, the type of student that I am, I can just binge the videos, take notes, and then make sure I'm doing my comparative studies as I do. What would you say, Brother Sean? I mean, how long has it been for you when it comes to taking nationality and birthright seriously? Pertaining to the question in the chat, and Corey says, how long do we think it'll take him to get this down?
This is, let's see, going on my second year of taking it serious. I've come across the information before, beforehand, but actually like taking it like straight up serious and being about it. This is about 2.5 years now. And this is, like I said, just really loving information, taking information serious, and continue to do what I know is good in my heart, what I've always felt, previous to finding out, more science. And it's really led me down a journey, being judged and, not taken serious by my own family, my friends and all that. And I always was on my own path. Like I've always been, as they would say, like a loner or a lone wolf, but I never really, needed a group to be a part of. But coming into more science, like really connects you on a level with, your people in a different way, on a deeper level. And when you start, imbibing that information, taking it serious, not as just kind of like some club or trying to get a benefit or, trying to get out of something, you'll see that's a whole nother side beautiful. And it's like, we was talking with Mother Rashida, right? The other day. And, it's like, why is nobody talking about this? And then you see when it's talked about that it's just over, it's overlooked. It's not cared about. And as when it comes to, once again, studying yourself and taking yourself serious, and, Prophet Abdullah said, I gave you what it takes to save a nation. I go and save yourselves. So it's saving yourself first and then taking that to the nation. And it's just a beautiful thing. And I'm glad that I took it serious. And, there's like, it's like no looking back for me, right? Like, and that's saying know better, do better. Well, now that I know better, I continue to do better each and every day. And I know that it comes with a lot of things, but at the end of the day, I'm following the prophet. He said there's no journey. So I'm honoring that and doing what's right and taking this information to the highways and byways, regardless of what my mind tries to think, when you're dealing with imposter syndrome or what anyone else that isn't, truly Moorish American tries to tell me otherwise. Because it's a journey. It's a journey that one has to really be opening to take, and really, really ready to deal with whatever. And it's not in a negative sense, but this is opposite of what our people's been used to and trained to. So, and to realize that to have the white man or whatever come out and say this and that, it's it's very different, but I embody it and I love it, yo. this is home, right? It's is right. That's what I've always felt that was good and was right, but it was just not able to really, put two and two together. And with the more science and study, and it's like, whoa, you'll constantly have these tower moments. You'll have days where you're excited and proud, and you have other days where you'll cry and feel hurt because you'll kind of not be like, why nobody, taught this, or why is this not openly discussed more? And then you'll see why it's not discussed more, because there's energetic vampires who don't want the information, or who would like to rule in tyranny and, control folks, and especially the heirs. So it's just that, man. And I'm glad that I took it serious. And this is like, my second year, working with the bros as well. I remember I came across, Hassan. I told bro before, like when I first came into Moor Science a couple of years ago, it was like 2015, 2014, 2015, somewhere around that range. And I was like, yo, bro, like I bought an instrumental CD from you and I didn't even know, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think what could it have really been? Because, I really needed that support, especially when you decide to be more, and you decide to be the opposite of that. You really have to thicken and toughen up your skin. And at that point, I knew it, but I was, kind of in the secret about it, because, like I said, I was getting a lot of backlash. And at that point, I'll admit I knew it was right, but I kind of had to let go of wanting support from those that I thought I needed and wanted it most from. So now, I'm able to step away from that and just do, and just really not, care about things, like just doing what's right in one's heart, and that will always lead you, guide you, and protect you. So I've been able to work with the bro, and now we, and it's only the beginning. Like, we're 300 videos in, we're over 500,000 views, and we're only just getting started. So
500,000 views on TikTok.
500,000 views on TikTok. It don't really show on Instagram, you know what I'm saying, what you got, but it ain't really about views.
Hold on. What's hilarious though? The beloved Mother Oracle, shout out to her, right? Without saying her appellation, right?
Mother Oracle.
I know, right? She's like, yo, when it comes to your YouTube, there's way more activity than what's being documented. And I was like, because I noticed, like, because the content that we produce and the frequency in which we produce the content, it's I guess some people might think, I don't know, these aren't my thoughts. However, since it's coming from my mouth, I'm just thinking that it may be like, oh man, this is too good to be true. However, what it is that we're presenting is that which we got from the elders, comprehended it for ourselves, sharing our concept correction with you guys. However, at the same time, we got to make sure we're making it practical and functional in our lives and being active. And the reason why we're sharing what we're sharing, how we're sharing, because that's what's needed. We need more people to be practical and active in that, really utilizing what it is that we're sharing. So it just doesn't become in one's life just a mental masturbation conversation. Look at what I know. Look how intelligent I am. Nobody really gives a fuck. I mean, just going to keep it a whole band with you. Nobody really cares unless you can actually be effective. And that's why I said also, when it comes to us, now going back to, being live early, while, certain offices are open, so we can continue to have these conversations, it's an unvelation I'm having. Let's call these people and see what type of conversation we're having, and, and share the experience, because it's like, this is what we need people to do without, allowing the way the lower self manifests with this information. It's overly fascinated too long. And then it's stuck in awe. It's like, once you can snap out of the hypnosis pertaining to being like awestruck by the information and allow yourself to utilize the information and be practical with it and make it actually move, not just in your mind, but in your life, in your actions, because now you're actually corresponding with people via the postal system, via email, via telephony, because you're calling them up, or via fax, facsimile. That's great, because we need more of that. We need it competent. We don't need it to be angry. Oh, you owe me. That at this point in time,
or waiting for a certain group to do it.
Yeah.
Waiting for somebody else to do it. And it's like, oh yeah, they finally
Yeah.
did it. Let's go now. Everybody has to be their own way sure.
Yeah, I mean, because even if, let's say, we come across, I don't know, a couple 100 million, we're like, okay, so we are putting together this Moorish community. We're building, what we have to build: temple, school, and a Moorish community center that's going to be the center of surrounding locations that we're going to call, living structures for people to domicile in without having to do rent or mortgage. And it's like, we're not trying to attract, beings that are going to try to make that experience difficult for the Moorish community. Like, it's the vetting process that's going to have to take place. Because at the end of the day, it's like, we know that we can come across this type of stuff. We know that the support's going to come. It's just the people have to be confident, and share it. Because I know there's going to come a time where there's going to be an outpour. And then Seven Hill Star is going to have to show and prove, that we are who we say we are. Oh, okay, well, you got all this finance. What are you going to do with it? Well, what we're not going to do is, ball out with it. That's what we're not going to do. We're going to, okay, good, we got this finance. Let's make these plans so we can, do what needs to be done or whatever, and make sure if we have to, if it even takes that, because you never know, we might not have to use finance. We might can just get the assistance that we need, because the finance is really military script that we're not qualified to actually handle. None of us, actually, not even you guys. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because we don't even handle military script, because most of what we receive is digital through a CashApp or a Zelle. You know what I'm saying? Depends on which people prefer to use. And with that being said, it's like, we want to get to a point where we know, like, what we know, what we're studying, we're writing letters and having the correspondences take place. And then things will begin to get built, because we're doing the right things. We're not seeking to have someone to be untoward, in dealing with us, having someone be, trying to plot and plan the death by, making something not work out within the Moorish community. Like, we don't have time for that. You know what I'm saying? That's done. Play time is over. Like, it's too many of us on the planet that are even thinking like this. It's just that at the end of the day, the solidity and the solidification pertaining to what we're talking about is going to take place once more and more actual steps are happening. And it's going to be more people like, yo, hold on, it's actually being built, right? So just like you go to different neighborhoods on the land here, no matter whatever state republic you do it near, there's a Jewish community center. And I'm not knocking the so-called Jewish communities, even though we know these beings that wear yarmulkes are not Jewish. You can be offended. That's your business. I just tell the truth because that's my second principle. That's the second principle. It's truth. So, and that has to start from love. So with that being said, because that particular community is exercising our birthright, they're exercising our prudence. They're exerting reason and being prudent. So that's why they have a certain resolve that is perpetual pertaining to their community at the moment, which is really our birthright. That's what we taught the world. And that's just where we have to get back to, man. And it can't be on some, still with that Negropean mindset of seeming like you're going to be holy and upright, and then you do some nigger shit. You just trying to still ball out. You want to have your chest open with taco meat and gold teeth and shit. And it's no, it's not healthy for community growth. It just isn't. So that's just kind of, our spiel on really what it would take to get to where it is. That's why I said in the beginning of me answering it, be pure heart, be sincere intent, be love, be honor, and keep Prophet Noble Drew Ali at the forefront pertaining to your mind without it having to be like some reverse church worshiping of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. You can do it. You can meet Prophet Noble Drew Ali in his literature, and you don't have to be some fucking idiot that wants to, you know, run in the temple and bang a tambourine. Like, that's not what the temple is actually for. All righty. So we better how we do administration within ourselves, the administrative functions within our mind, within our being. Then what will actually happen is we'll begin to clean up these temples too. Because right now it just seems like it's a prison-based ministry. And that's not what it is. And the morale of that doesn't have to happen. Not knocking people there. Because I remember my first year, you know, a brother that was near a particular correctional facility, you know what I mean, near the Okeechobee Corporation, Florida State Republic. And I really think he was there literally for what they call murder. You see what I'm saying? By the time he contacted me and was saying he was in the Moor sign, I'm like, cool, yo, look, I'm gonna send you some books. You see what I'm saying? That's what I did then. No, I didn't know the brother. You see what I'm saying? However, you know what I mean? Being a brother, a real brother, you know, before anything like that happens, before someone has to go and be incarcerated, and Brother Sean is my witness, we will give people the proper reasoning. We will exert reason and be prudent. However, you know, if people don't listen and go on their own emotions and want to have their own experience, you see what I'm saying? I kind of, you know, wash my hands of burdensome activities and burdensome decision making that brings on burdensome activities. So now to go back to the chat, JLV says, much love and gratitude. Corey Hall says, I found 100, I found you. I was watching a Tosh to Bay video and you got up and spoke and was talking about Saturn and he agreed with you and I was mind blown and was like, I gotta find you. Well, yeah, bro. I mean, I'm here. We think we can reach more people via internet and Zoom, of course, which is internet, you know, based communication. Because I guess now the days that what I was used to is actually, you know, going to lectures, taking the class in there for a few hours, take your notes, boom, you go back to where you are, where you're from, where you are resting your head. Those days are a little different now. So, you know, people could link up and things of that nature. But what I'm realizing at this moment is it's really about how you can really take in the information within yourself, better this temple first, better your own temple, better your thinking within inside yourself, and therefore your actions will follow. And then eventually, you know, if you take this journey like climbing a pyramid, like I've heard Mother Roz say in many presentations, at the base of the pyramid is so wide you can't see who's climbing, you know, towards the chief cornerstone right along with you. You can't see them because they may be on another side of the pyramid. But the closer you get to that chief cornerstone, and you'll be able to see one another. All righty. But hey, man, I didn't know you was on this path of this journey. So you check the description, you go to our Instagram. I know 7 Hill Star and Our Astrology Street, the numbers in the Instagram, you know what I mean? Just, you know, like I said before, you know, the numbers there is public, just don't be a nuisance. You know what I'm saying? That's to whomever. That's not just speaking to whoever is administrating, so to speak, the account that here on YouTube that says Corey Hall. So it's not just to you, bro. Mary says, thank you so much. You guys, I love your service. Look forward to working with you soon. Indeed, Mary. Brother Corey was in agreement with you, Brother Sean, when you was sharing your experience. He says 100, Sean. JLV says respect for one on his or her path. Indeed, JLV. Corey Hall says, I've been coming out of sleep for about 2 years, but learning about our nationality for about 2 months. Indeed. He says, that's real, Sean, with exclamation points. And he gives 4 100s in succeeding comments after that. He says, also laughing out loud, true story. And Mother Sahar says at Corey Hall, there are a lot of Moors that are mixing falsehood with truth. Ever since Mother Sahar's known brother Hassan, ever since she's known me, she says that I have been one of the ones that's sincere and that's one of the sincere and truthful Moors. And yeah, because I and Mother Sahar, like, been in communication for, it's probably been more than maybe 5 years now, 4 or 5 years. And like I said, I'm still who I was then. It's just a little different now because I'm deeper into my studies and I'm more on making sure things are practical. So I don't really have the naivety that was probably still lingering in the beginning from the excitement and the awe, which I think is necessary. You know what I mean? Every baby, even like, if it's not physical, but we're talking about a spiritual baby, you gotta have, your booby in your mouth so you can get nourishment, and your tummy time so that you can get stronger and begin to crawl and then walk, right? And so now that I'm able to, walk at this moment, it's just like I see the importance of the development when one is coming in contact with this information. The development must begin at be pure heart, be sincere intent, be love, be honor. And, just do your best to avoid those that come along, because I've had experiences with those where it's just people just come along and try to knock you off the path. However, no matter what I've experienced, I stuck with it. You know what I mean? I remember when I first came to Moor Science, most people try to look for another means of finances to come to them. I remember within my first year, I remember one time, in between readings, I didn't have readings. And I think I ate peanut butter out the jar for about 2.5 days. And then somebody hit, I think at that time, I might have had a PayPal account at that time. And somebody actually hit my PayPal for a reading, sent like maybe 50 units via PayPal. And I was able to go and get some noodles and other things that I ate at that time or whatever, and stretch it out for some time or whatever. Because I never worked a job. You know what I mean? I always had support from loved ones, because my loved ones can see I'm not thugging and drugging. You see what I'm saying? Even, you know what I mean, at times in the past when they know, like, even though I stayed to myself, I roll up, you see what I'm saying? Roll up, you know what I mean? Go out on the balcony, toke or whatever, you know what I mean? That ain't even really in my life, really. Like, it's just not because I'm trying to virtue signal. It's just that where I'm at right now is just not in my sphere. You know what I'm saying? However, I don't think, let me say this out loud and up front. I personally don't think there's anything wrong with anyone partaking in that particular plant, right? That particular flower. You know what I mean?
Can I add to your wisdom, bro?
I would encourage you grow your own shit though, so you can guarantee it. Go ahead, brother. I yield.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong in partaking, but what I learned from when I first started raking, right? Because I would wake up and toke all day toke. And then I really realized that I was only toking because I was trying to hide from myself, because I wasn't trying to deal with things. So when I started, I had to go, let's see, because when we did the attunements, we had to go like a week, a strong, what they would call a week without no substances. And I really had to grip with that. And, folks will trip because they'll be like, oh, I got to smoke. And I really had to come to terms with that. So with that, I'm like, I was really using these things to get away from myself, to hide from myself, to not deal with things. Same how when folks drink, I used to drink and all that. I used to do all that, but I realized that shit was not me, that it was only for part of a journey that was just part of folly. So I took myself serious and I separated myself from a lot of stuff and from a lot of folks that I thought was friends when I started doing this. And I didn't, once again, it comes back to that support. But now I got so strong in myself, I support myself. I don't care what nobody else thinks. Shout out to my bros for, being there, because we're all on that same path. And yeah, I've been jobbing. Well, I haven't been jobbing as recently, but, for like the last 2 years, I was jobbing. Like if you go back 7-8 months, I was traveling, delineating, headed to the job. Like, I didn't make any excuses for anything. I would get off study, or I would, study before. Like, I didn't make no excuses. I didn't let myself make no excuses for myself, which is so easy to do. That's like, cool, I'm gonna study this. All right, well, I've got to, travel 1-2 hours to get here. Okay, cool. I didn't let myself make no excuses because I made that commitment. And anything that wasn't adding to that commitment I made, I removed myself from. And that was that. And, it's been a very, as they would say, so-called an up and down journey, but I've learned a lot about myself. And I really did a lot of healing, and I'm still doing healing now. Like, life is always a continuous healing journey, but I had to shed so many things off. And, I'm glad I, learned astrology like I did Reiki, because when I started doing it, it felt like I've did it before. So when I looked at my astrology, I'm like, shit, no wonder why, what I'm saying? This feels so natural, and how I'm able to pick up on it so quick. And that I'm passionate about, because I love doing things I'm passionate about. So I took that risk or chance, as they would say, and quitting my job. Well, and there were some other things that happened too, like the transmission started slipping on my conveyance. So it's like, am I, will I ignore these signs, or will I really take to it? Which allowed me to even, further and deepen my studies. Because I was going hard. I was posting, I was jobbing, I was going live, I was doing all of those things. I didn't complain. I accepted and was joyful from it. And even for a part, I was having to travel back and forth for the job too. So I didn't make no excuses for anything. I just said, hey, this is what I'm passionate about. I'm gonna just go hard. Like, what I'm saying? I'm a Virgo sun. So also as well, that doesn't define me, but that gives a description of like, I'm a hard worker. I'm going to do what I got to do. So, I took part of that, and I love that. I love what we do. And like, I wouldn't change it for anything, because I had plenty of opportunities to go to help open up stores, training folks. I could have took that, but I didn't. I said, man, it's cool, but I know in the future, it's not going to be where my heart is at. And I'm going to do it, but it's not going to give me that fulfilling energy of doing something I love. I could have went and been a GM, general manager at a couple of different stores. I had an opportunity. Did I do it? No, because I knew that where my heart was at, and that would tie into the fact of what we're doing now. Oh, well, you're crazy, man. Or, however they would try to say, and I'm like, that's cool, because I know that the initial slow building is going to pay off than a quick get rich quick scheme, or taking this to do something to please everybody else, because that's what they projected on me, or what they want from me. But none of them has ever sat down and even talked to me on my goals, my dreams, and none of that, or what I'm doing. They're just looking at, oh, that's little Sean. So I'm glad I was able to get out the hometown, and like I said, I've really experienced a lot of things, and I know this is only the beginning of it. But just for my period, man, it's been beautiful. And they take this time to study more. Now I don't have to worry about jobbing, even though, we talk about finance and all that, but I just know that I have faith, right? I'm getting my Peter on, I'm not, rock, or can you say it for me, bro? I'm not moving. I can't really sing like that.
You're hilarious. You talking about what group is that? I forgot what group that is.
One dude.
I'm not moving. But to add to your wisdom though, bro, no, that's solid, because for me, I kind of got that trapper's mindset. So, however, I know that I didn't have a group of beings that I could be cool with in the neighborhood and stand outside. So my thing was waiting tables. That's where you and I was like, really like making those connections with that, because that's what I think you and I both are probably really good at. And so like my last job was like with Don Pablo's or whatever. I ain't never held a job though, y'all, like longer than 4 months in my entire life. You see what I'm saying? Looking for jobs since I was like 14, started out at Foot Locker. Last thing I did was Don Pablo's for real. And in between I did some HVAC and other things. You see what I'm saying? As far as restaurants and stuff like that or whatever, even being a certified HVAC technician, you see what I'm saying, by trade. However, what I actually realized is I would excel so quickly at what I did. I was coming across beings that always wanted to express their envy for the way I think and get the job done outside of the way they picture the job getting done. So what I always found myself doing, you know what I mean, if it was 3 months, I know I'm only going to be at a spot before somebody tries to get me to fire myself. I always kept a so-called hustle or whatever. However, those hustles, I ain't had to look over my shoulder. So when it came to being in a restaurant, for me, a restaurant is like trapping and you ain't got to look over your shoulder. All I got to do is what? It got to the point where the host couldn't keep up with me because I was seating my own tables. Bus boys couldn't keep up with me because I'm already clearing my tables as I'm actually doing what I do in the mode of making sure I got the appetizers, you know what I mean, their entrees. I'm expediting my own orders. Even if it was a busy night, it was to the point where it was like, yo, we got your stuff. Like, y'all not moving fast enough for me. You see what I'm saying? I'm risk working, but with trades. You feel what I'm saying? Like making sure I'm getting it to the tables to my section. You know what I'm saying? However, I knew also at the same time, I still had to push my music, like you mentioned earlier, because that's what I was doing. I had always had some means of making music, making instrumentals. You see what I'm saying? Recording people, whatever, teaching music theory. You see what I'm saying? Like I was teaching cats coming home from jail because the bail's bombing. A good friend of me and a few people from the hood, that's the bail's bombing or whatever, you're real down to earth, had the studio in the next room behind the bail's bonds office. So to keep people out of trouble, we was like, yo, you ever got into music seriously? Nah, man, you just talking about like rapping? Like, nah, man, like actually going over music theory, knowing how a studio is ran, how to plan your album. It was some real motherfuckers from the streets like that I was able to really meet by them coming home off of this bail's bombing for real and teaching them music and stuff. And these guys have gotten their life together. You see what I'm saying? So my thing has been different. That's why I've embraced this thing how I've embraced it. You see what I'm saying? I know I just don't look like I wear that D-boy look because I wasn't out in the streets being a D-boy for real. I was being very cool with other beings that are out there like that, or they were my loved ones, but they told me like, yo, I know you see what we doing, yo, we don't ever want to catch you out here with us. Stay in the motherfucking books because you're going to do something in life. We can see it. Stay in them books. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times when I'm in the hood, most hood studio, no matter what it is, I always had a certain protection around me because I never was on some phony shit with people. You see what I'm saying? And I already, you know what I mean, always had an interaction with somebody that was always incarcerated, some way, shape, or form. Making sure I'm holding the phone to the radio for my uncle when I'm like 8 years old. So it's like, it's real shit I had to deal with growing up. That's why when it came to selling my instrumentals, making my own shirts, and I'm talking about out the duffel bag, not just out the trunk. You know what I mean? Gorilla hustling in on a gas station, you know what I mean? Storefront, 7-Eleven, McDonald's. Hey, I didn't care where I was at. I got banned from every mall near the Baltimore Corporation back in 2006. You know what I mean? Because I was pitching my instrumentals throughout the store. You know what I'm saying? I didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? However, that's what I did. It might not have been the best decision in hindsight. Now I look at it now. I could have set something up to be a mobile kiosk maybe in a mall. But what's a mall now? When you have, you know, the internet, you feel me?
Yeah,
so I was just doing what I could do, but to just show y'all like how Brother Sean is sharing, you know what I mean, the way he was doing what he was doing while taking nationality and birthright seriously. I was in my short tar booths, you know what I mean, my short red fez and still serving tables and getting tips from people from Hindustan. And if any of y'all work, tell them, Brother Sean, you work front of house. Them Hindustanis, they don't tip.
Maybe it's sites.
They don't tip. They might give you 2 notes. However, you know, to bring them water without ice and bring them some hot water for their utensils before they even get started, they're going to look at you like, hold on, how you know that? And then, like I said, I got my peoples are from South Hindustan, or what they call South India. Actual family members, all righty, are literally from there, right? Shout out to the Raja Gopalans. Right? Those are basically my grand cousins, right? So I know how to speak, you know, some of the languages there. I know a little Gujarati, little Mujrati, little Hindi. I know a little something. So when I come across different people, it was nothing to greet. Namaste, kamcho. Like it wasn't hard at all. They leave Aljo, my friend, Aljo oni subratri. Like, how do you know Aljo, my friend? Like, look, man, this is tell them who my family is. They go, from South India? Like, yes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm not using that as status. This is just my experience. You see what I'm saying? So I got family that will blow your motherfucking head off, and I got family that will make sure that I have a library. You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, but that's not to glorify it. That's just my experience, and I trust I can take all of that for us to do what we do here at Seven Hill Star, and we can be the brothers that we can be to you. You see what I'm saying? And I trust whoever hears what we just did at the end of this 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Report can, you know, see through, you know, and see for real, you know, what it is and who we really are. We just doing what we're doing because who needs to glorify the hood? Who needs to glorify the trap? I get it. It's sexy looking on the internet. It's funny. You feel me? However, when you really from the hood, when you 8 years old and you see the motherfucker brains blow it out in front of your face, you ain't glorifying that shit. You feel me? So it's nothing better than being a brother. You see what I'm saying? That's the highest title I can be, brother or son. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we provide what we provide. Prophet Noble Drew Ali University is free. We could have sat here and bust your head for $1,500 to have access to it, or give us 40 notes every month if you want to continue to have access. We could have did all of that. You see what I'm saying? For you guys to have access to other things that we put our bread up for, we ain't even charge you. You see what I'm saying? But there's Moors that we know that has been in this information longer than us. They're not going there. They may give their time one time, but they're going to look for their time to be compensated for real. That's why we say you guys get your Mirror Astro Literacy sessions. Who's qualified to do it? I, Brother Sean, Brother Terrell, Brother Corey. Who's qualified to do mental magician reports? Brother Sean, myself, Brother Terrell, Brother Corey. It's just that since we are right here in front of your face, how it's being promoted to you now is get your Mirror Astro Literacy session from I or Brother Sean. Get your mental magician report from Brother Sean or I, because we're right here in front of your face. However, again, you guys can go back to sevenhillstar.com and make your decisions accordingly.
Yeah, and Brother Corey can do the Reiki too, which I know, I think me and Brother Corey going to do a live soon. I know we're all doing things, but, you know, just to talk about our, you know, Reiki experience and all that, and maybe, you know, answer some questions for folks about Reiki if they experience or not, because I know I've talked to a lot of folks. I mean, I remember I was like so excited. I was so excited, right? When I first did it. And I was able to work on other people. And I was like, yo, like, I thought of this cleanse, yo, can I put you on it? I'm about to put you, your wife, your daughter, your baby, your granny, you know what I'm saying? I was doing it for everybody. And I had seen folks fix their marriages. I seen, you know, folks get pregnant. You know, I seen like a lot of things. And, you know, I might have like a lot of reviews on the internet because I asked folks and some of them did, some didn't. But I've seen a lot of beautiful things. Like, you know, I've even, you know, like I said, cleared some entities off of folks, cleared entities out of houses. Like, and it's a really beautiful thing. And I hadn't even started that back in like 2015. Like, it was so beautiful because all this started happening on my second Jupiter return. That's why we tell you to get, well, I know I can, but me, any of the bros to get your Jupiter returns checked on, and you'll have more of those than the Saturn return, but you're able to see. And like, I didn't know about, well, I was kind of aware of astrology. I knew the basics, glyphs. Then when I, you know, went through my workshop intensive and I went and looked back, I'm like, yo, that's why all that was happening. Like the Jupiter return. So I was able to backtrack and see those things. And yeah, it's beautiful, yo. Like, we take what we do serious, and we're very passionate about what we do. We're not looking to do something that's popular that we can make some money or finances off of people who just don't know. Like, we're that honest and that sincere. And I mean, if we wouldn't, do you think we would have over 300 videos on YouTube, going in.
Yeah,
Which both started with Wednesday to now 4 days.
How many? It's still under 600 subscribers, and the Seven Hill Star account's been up since October 30th, 2017. You really think it's for the views,
right?
and the YouTube checks? Please. This is what Brother Sean's talking about here, though.
Yo, that was so great, Joe. Like, I remember dozing off, waking back up too, like, oh snap, let me get back in, taking the breaks, like, man.
So we do our own certifications. Like, so we developed our own certification. It's Moorish American at its foundation. That's the intensive, and sometimes we'll go back and look at our own stuff that we've done. However, this is what we got. This is the 7 Hill Star Astrology certification that we give for the 7 Hill Star Astrology AstroLiteracy Sessions Protocol certification workshop intensive, right? That's what it is. And so you learn our AstroLiteracy Sessions Protocol. We make sure that you are great at it, right? Yes, it's 324 units in lieu of lawful money. However, you can immediately get access for it once you exchange the Elemo's and tuition. You see what I'm saying? What you say, bro?
I said it's worth more than that. It's way.
It is.
But we don't bust heads.
Really do that. But go ahead. What you say?
I said, yeah, it's worth more than that. Like, how many? What do we went? 10? Was it 10
12.
cycles? 12 cycles, and I mean, some were like 6, 7, 8 hours, even more than that. For 12 cycles straight. So it's definitely worth more than 324. We just don't bust heads.
Yeah, I mean that's true because because each video is 27 units. So 324 divided by 27 means it's 12 videos there. And I guarantee you'll be taking a bunch of notes on video 1. You'll be like, yo, how am I supposed to get through these other 11? But you'll do it. You will do it. You really want that certification, and we get to actually, see how you're progressing to get the certification. However, the only thing is, it was so, we was doing it mainly like, oh, okay, so you have spent a year or so in your Quran. Okay, great. You see what I'm saying? I mean, if you've been checking out every Sunday for about the last, 8 or 9 Sundays that we've been doing the Holy Quran devotional, then by the time it gets to March 2024 and you've done this whole year meeting Prophet Noble Ali and his literature, and it's really in your heart, and you're taking it even outside of the Sundays, you're just making sure you're in your Quran, reading something from the Quran, at least something once a day. You see what I'm saying? And your 101 questions for Moorish Americans, you are taking nationality and birthright seriously, then your energy will be set to be able to take a workshop intensive, right? You have Charles Mosley Bay's literature that's, via RV Bay Publications, if that's where you decide to get it. Like, I have some of it behind me. I got Circle Life, Pocket Lessons, book 1 and book 2. There's Zodiac Constitutions right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just some things that, that I think is necessary, right? Some things that I just think is necessary to take place so that you can be able to take on, because is it an intensive or not, Brother Sean?
Oh, I think intensive is an understatement. And, we went in because you're getting this in 12 cycles. These astrological communities take one class or one technique and turn it into a 3 to 6 1-year workshop. And you're getting this all in one workshop. When they charge thousands and thousands upon dollars to teach one technique for a long time. And you get this in 12 classes. So that's why it's called intensive, because you're getting all these techniques and styles and, grasping all this information and 12 cycles. They'll be like 12 strong, 12 weeks. And they probably could take our workshop intensive and teach that and just it's each different parts for 5 to 6 years.
That's what Mother Rashida said. Mother Rashida was
for
like
real.
Mother Rashida Bay, the Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs. She's a Siyara, right? The head astrologer, right? For Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs. And it's like, even when she saw what we did, she was like, Hassan, you can take one of those videos and stretch out the lessons in that for a year or two. So if you can think of it's 12 videos, it's about 24 years worth of energy in 12 videos that we got done in 12 strongs, which would equal what, 3 months? 3 months. I think it was from like July to October.
Correct. Yep. This October, I think it was like, what, like second or third will be 3 years. I think I even has a chart for that. But yeah, somewhere around then, like, I mean, it's intensive, and I'm glad I, made the suggestion. I'm glad the bros decided to go through it and that we went through it, and, here we are, now, with that, because our people need that, and it's nothing wrong to, study all these different books, because that's what I did. I was reading C.M. Bay's books. I come across a couple other astrology books, but it's like, I was like, whoa, I was like, hold on, you got all this? Like, it was all this? So I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying? So able to do that, and make sure you get the Meet the Prophet in this literature, the Prophet New Badrilla University. I mean, we have these classes so that one can learn, learn the literature, see our perspective, add it to their perspective. So that's giving you three ways for one to improve themselves. And as I said, most folks, will talk about, Prophet Noble Jar Ali and C.M. Bay, but will they really tell you to read the books? Will they tell you to meet them in his literature on your own mind and have you come back and ask any questions to correct your concepts without trying to, yeah, man, did you read that? Or, trying to get you into these things and trying to control one and really limit them and gatekeep the information. And it's like, we give this freely because this is what the people need, whether they are aware of it or not. We're going to give this freely because that's what the prophet did. And we're going to honor what he did and honor our ancient foremothers and forefathers as well. When you think about the Renaissance, when you go read the Golden Age or anything prior to that, whatever our ancestors always done was uplift, follow humanity. So that's what we're going back to in our mindset with the astrology, which all these different communities and being the Negro NBC's guide, so-called white man, that's what they use, but it's our stuff. But folks have been trained over hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years to reject their own thing. And when they see it and get it, they're scared. Go ahead, bro. You
add to your wisdom before we close out. It's awesome too because we completed having our own certification, as Prophet Noble Jar Ali said, that it is through our own papers, through our own free national press, that we are to shovel ourselves from under the avalanche of lies heaped upon us annually. I'm adding, if not daily, right? So with that being said, this is that exercise. We're expressing ourselves through our papers here, right? And thanks to Mother Rashida Bey, because some people, because we are after doing this, we are internationally recognized by a major astrological society. All righty, because I went by scholarship and did this conference by scholarship, right? Which Mother Rashida had predicted that I would actually go through. She predicted it 3 years in advance, 3.5 years in advance. And I just completed it October 2022, I think, around that time. Completed. I think it started in like April, and I was done by like October. And now we have international colleagues all across the planet. However, what we recognized is 7 Hailstar, just the 7
Bro, can I interject real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Before you finish, that even when study those things, it's like who's really fuck with our protocol? It was like, yo, we learned this, what I'm saying? It's like, okay, let us have a refresher. But what's covered in the workshop ain't even covered in that. So it's like, it's a humble to learn from others, but like I said, nobody has 7 Hailstars protocol beat.
No, not at all. And then when it's like, coming across other beings within, the largest astrological community, that organization is not small, it is international. And, Mother Rashida had already, put it out there that's just the first one, because there's other astrological societies I need to, put myself around, because we're just getting started
too.
Yeah, we just get
started.
I
come out the hermit mode, man, and I think they already know. I think beings know more about us than we do about them. Like to keep it a whole, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they're watching us. Don't get it twisted. They know, like these people are multi-million-dollar astrologers.
They know about
they know.
They know.
It's just that what we did, instead of, turning our back on our community, it's like, look, man, this is what it is, but we're not going to allow ourselves to be like, crab clawed into a barrel of, low self-esteem and things of that nature. We're sharing what we're sharing, we're doing what we're doing, and we trust that somebody will do what it is that we're doing. But we're gonna be moving forward, you know what I mean, to bring things more to the forefront. And we trust, as we continue to go up that pyramid towards the chief cornerstone, we'll see other sincere beings that are being pure heart, being sincere intent, being love, being honor, keeping Prophet Noble Drelie at the forefront pertaining to their mind, so that we can actually do what we need to do for our little ones and the little ones that'll come from those little ones and so forth. Because again, wherever you go, whatever hood you're near, somewhere not too far from you is a quote unquote Jewish community that's not looking for you to do anything for them, because they are self-sufficient. All right. And that's where we need to be. Right. So with that, let me stop the screen share and just listen, read these last portions in the chat. Corey, is being thankful. I think he said, his brother Jadon says, thank you, good brother. Barry said, much respect and love. Corey says, that's real. The account says, Corey Hall said, that's real. Mother Sahar says, that's love. Brother Sean Mary says, shout out to you and your fellow Moorish brothers and sisters and native Moors. It's funny because anything comes through, if you come through the vagina, you're all Moors, technically. But I know to some people that's an adept lesson. Corey Hall, the account's laughing there. Jadon says, I ain't no killer, but don't push me. I guess that's what Corey's laughing at from when we was talking about. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? JLV says, makes one pumping the monopoly, I guess, military script into these dumb fictitious entities instead of where it is beneficial, quote unquote, for beautiful living souls such as you all. Thank you so much. We appreciate that, JLV. Jadon says, more science is the highest level, and what Seven Hillstar teaches, no other platform does. That, respectfully, is the truth. Because I know I could be like, yeah, son, I got the big head, and I
could be like, yeah, son, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I can do this, I can do that. Oh yeah, come here, girl. Yeah, I can tell you about. No, we're not even on that.
Mental masturbation. Yeah,
that's that lower self. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
we're like, no, here, mother, take these lessons. You know what I'm saying? Dear father, right? We're giving you these lessons so that one can improve themselves, so they can improve their homes. Think about it. Everyone across not only Northwest of Mexican, but all globe, all Earth, all Asha is dealing with something. And there's a big old elephant in the room that's really not being spoken on, and we're giving the lessons for everyone to teach and save themselves. And then seeing basic freedom is everybody's job. So it's supposed to be teaching, loving ourselves, teaching others. And, that's where it comes with the astrology, so that folks know. And mother is, the only way, well, besides other ways, but the main part of how we get through here. So, we're doing that. And we're not just telling folks what to do. We're working on that on ourselves, and every breath. Every breath we take, what I'm saying? And every degree, day, week, we're embodying these things that we're saying. So we're not just saying it to look cool or trying to, I always say we do it because we love us and we love you. And that's why we're doing it. And that's why we get here every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, when we post, you know, Tuesday, Thursday, when we're on the Jurisprudence Gym, you know, we do this, like, and we are serious about it, and like we bring it in. It's not gonna stop. It's only the beginning, like, real. And I yield, bro.
Yeah, Islam. Yeah. So we thank you, Brother Jadon, for making that recognition. We thank you very much. And we're going to continue to do what it is that we do. And we do know what it is that we do. It's just it doesn't benefit, you know, us, like I said, to be in our lower self. Not that you're requiring that or saying that either. It's just that I just know, like, we could be like, don't nobody do. I mean, we do even say that, like, guys, like Seven Hills, we the best. And I know he said jokingly or whatever, however we do mean it, but we don't, you know, go further than that. However, Corey says, puts up a few hundreds there, puts up 4 of them. It says once he gets paid from the Job next week, he's getting the intensive. It's in his heart. Ooh, that's great. You know, at the end of the day, you and I are gonna have to correspond.
Maybe he should start out the 101.
The 101 workshop. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like all for it. Then, you know, Spirit's like, point him to the 101 first. You know what I'm saying? To get that, but whatever he decides. But I think the 101 will be, it'll be a great start.
Yeah, the 101 workshop. Well, I mean, that intensive it's no joke. It's really no joke. And we realize that even though there's a lot of people out there that have access to all these, you know, videos that we've done, I mean, it does take a certain mindset. And I'm not saying you have it or you don't have it. It's just being pure heart, being sincere intent, being love, being honor is where it's at, because it's first and foremost, designed for sincere Moorish Americans. However, we are willing to utilize the protocol, you know, for purposes, because the reason why we do it is for people to do self-reflection. You know what I mean? It's definitely not a get rich quick tool. It's really to help the community, because let me tell you why I got into astrology. This is my foundational reason I got into astrology, and I trust that this assists you, the account that says Corey Hall, and anyone else. Near the Park Heights community, right? Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic, just around the corner. It's a spot, you know what I mean? Well, around the corner from, you know what I mean, my Baltimore office, the office of the Baltimore Corporation, right? They do a lot of reacclimating people into society. And so I had a means of thinking how to assist that reacclimation with astrology. You know, and so the reason why I do the astrology, and based on what Mother Rashida actually did in contributing certain literatures to me, which those literatures are in PDF form also within Prophet Noble Drew University, even though I have the hard copies. We're looking to assist in that fashion, because I do respect this energy, you know, and that's why I move the way that I move, because I realize that it takes a certain level of movement with it, because if you don't, the universe has a way of spanking that ass. You see what I'm saying? And so that's all we got to do is just really respect it. That's all. And I'm not saying that you're not Corey or anyone else. I just figured I would give the appropriate caveats that are necessary for you guys to just make sure you just do it for yourself first and foremost. And if you can help someone, then that'll be great also. But not discouraging you, Corey Hall, from getting the intensive. But Brother Sean is correct, though. You know, the 101. Yeah, the Astrology 101 workshop. And I know it says 2020. You guys saw it when I had it on there. But eventually I'm going to change the titles there and just do 101, 102, or, you know, 103 if it's 3 different classes. It's foundational principles that must be instilled to make sure that you can practice those things. Because once it comes to the intensive, you know what I'm saying? Once it comes to that intensive, you know, because what I was doing with it was, you know, building Seven Hill Star as a community. Like, you know, they got astrological societies, you know, out there. However, I was thinking, well, let's build ours, because remember, Brother Sean, Seven Hill Star came about because I was about to have a way of doing astrology from near the Baltimore Corporation. However, it was, I'll be working virtually in India.
Mm-hmm, I remember that.
And I had that interview because India is 9.5 hours ahead of us. And I think the interview took place with their offices that was near Chennai, India, Chennai. And Astro Talk, right? It was Gupta. What was his name? Puneet Gupta. You got a TED Talk and everything, multi-million-dollar business guy. And I reached out to Puneet on Instagram and let him know, hey, look, man, I do astrology. I said, you got Astro Talk. What's good? I could do the Vedic astrology. And they were highly impressed that I actually knew the Hindi. I had the background. I knew how to speak Hindi just a little bit. They was like, but you have an American accent, but how do you know Jyotisha so well? And like I really study it. And it was like, yeah, we want you. Okay, you're good. You're hired. This is what it is. This is the package. And then they was like, off of everything that you do, because they were trying to treat it like I was a U.S. citizen. So it's like, all right, hey, look, no, that's not what I'm doing. This is X, Y, and Z. And I'm letting them know who I am. I'm ready to put in the documentation. I forward it to Puneet Gupta, you see what I'm saying, who's the head dude of Astro Talk, right? And they was like, well, we still have to do it according to the rules of how we interact with ZUS. Like, no. And they wanted, for every one note I made, for every so-called $1, they wanted 31.2% in taxes. And I think maybe 3 days after that, I had sevenhillstar.com, something like that. I was like, hold on, man, let me go and see how much it is for a website.
For real, man.
I'm just gonna do this shit myself. He did it. He can do it. He's got that TED Talk and everything. That is good for you. That's fine. Not knocking it. I'm gonna do my own shit. And that's like when a music artist like, yeah, yo, I'm about to get this deal. Yo, I'm about to be signed with all these artists. Yo, you know what I mean? And guess where I'm starting at? I'm starting across seas, son. You know what I'm saying? And then you looking at what? They want 31.2 cents off of every doll hair? Fuck no. Nah, I'm good. Like, nah, I'm good. And I'm not in my bros' pockets. Brother Sean, you know, do a report, do a session. I'm not in his pocket. I try not to ask brothers to help me maintain the website. I do my best. I might have asked twice, if not 3 times. That might have happened. But other than that, man, we've been talking casually after this, man. It's time to go. I got to get to the loved ones.
It's 10:33 Central, 11:33 Eastern. Goodness, I ain't even.
Yeah, I gotta get to the loved ones. This has been bananas. How long we've been on here? It's been like 4 hours.
Really?
Yeah, I already read that. JLV says these dumb fictitious entities equal the courts and other like kind indeed. Brother 7 Judah Bilal Bay says Islam. Jadon says just stating the obvious. Indeed. Corey Hall says that. I said they crazy. Yeah, indeed. Mother Sahar says taxpayers laughing out loud. Yeah, I know, right? Because that's what I'm not. All right, guys, we love you. And again, we said be yourselves and who needs. This is where we say to you all, namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, 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 y'all. Peace out.